This podcast is brought to you by Audible.com, the internet's leading provider of audiobooks with more than 100,000 downloadable titles across all types of literature, including fiction, nonfiction, and periodicals. For a free audiobook of your choice, go to audiblepodcast.com/roosterteeth. This episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is also brought to you by Shutterstock.com. With over 700,000 high-quality video clips, Shutterstock helps you take your creative projects to the next level. For 30% off your new account, go to Shutterstock.com and use offer code RoosterTeeth3. That's Rooster Teeth and the number 3. Hey everyone, welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast.
You always do this.
Yeah, hey, episode number 208. Burnie.
Hi.
Is,
How are you? Hi, everybody. Welcome to the internet. We're your hosts for the evening.
So today we got Gus, Gavin, Joel, Burnie.
I'm so happy Joel's here.
Yeah, welcome back,
Why
Joel.
would anyone be happy about that?
I don't know, you're not happy. Joel's not happy to be here, but I'm happy that Joel's here.
Well,
Joel, you were just in Vegas. You should be really happy. Oh, hopefully you come back really happy.
Did you go with Jack?
Yes, I did.
How was it?
It was good. I mean, but that's the thing. It's like I was in Vegas Sunday. Now it's Monday, so I'm not in the ideal form right now because I'm tired.
Why are you tired? Losing money?
It was like a break even
Yeah.
for me, but learned some lessons. But it was fun. It's
Now,
fun.
is learning the lessons part of the break even? Did you get a valuable education for a few dollars?
I got a valuable education for a few dollars. It's a learning, growing process. It's a learning, growing, and it's better to lose money now when you're betting a little amount versus.
So are you like everyone else at the company? Have you moved from blackjack to playing craps on a regular basis?
No, I'll just play blackjack. I
Yeah.
just play craps just for what I don't really play craps that much.
You rebel the
So
dog.
the last time,
Look, new edition.
I don't think I
I
told.
was playing craps when all these guys were in elementary school.
I don't think I told you this story, but the last time I was in Vegas, I was playing craps, and like the pit boss for the table I was at got mad at me.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Because I went on a crazy run. I was a shooter, and I was winning. I went up huge, went up big time. And I rolled a 7, and as soon as I rolled a 7, I was like, all right, I'm going to cash out. That's it. The dog should not be drinking Red Bull.
No Red Bull for the dog.
So
No,
like I said, as soon as I rolled 7, I cashed out, and the pit boss looked up at me and said, "We don't quit when we're up on you." And I was like,
It's like, is he making commission? I mean,
yeah. I was like, I think you're doing okay. The casino looks really nice.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are doing. I hear you're a little bit profitable.
Yeah, it's like you're probably going to get this back. I just want to hold on to
Yeah.
it for a little while.
A casino is like the only thing in the world where it's like, here's a license to print money. If you get a license to run a casino, it's a license to print money.
Well, the thing about why the casino always wins is that
They have a.
yeah, you can go up and down all friggin' day, right? And, oh, by the way, if you're hearing that whining dog who's now muffling all over Joel's microphone, I'm sure, that is Rebel, that is Adam's dog,
Well, this
and
used to be
he
the
comes to
cat.
the office.
And something funny happened to Joe. Wow, we got a guy with a board now who writes stuff on the board.
No,
That's
tell me-
Yeah,
tell me to fix my mic.
Yeah,
Thanks, guys.
get him off. He's killing the mic. He's killing the audio.
Get out of here, dog.
Yeah, I'm glad we got rid of the cat who did not bother the mic, and now we have a dog.
Listen,
pawing
I
at
want
the
to come
mic.
back to that in a second, or we can talk about it now. But the reason why you can't ever beat the house in Vegas is you can go up and down all day, but you can't ever get the house to 0. When the house gets you to 0 and you got no money left, you're done.
Well, also every
make
game
sure
they have a
you-
statistical advantage of you of like 51% on everything.
Fix your mic. The dog totally messed it up. There you go.
All right, I want to talk about this for a second. So I took Joe the cat home. So Joe the cat went home, and what was the main reason why Joe the cat went home? Because he stunk. And
He was the most expensive cat in the history of the
Oh,
world.
that was Yvonne's reason. I came to find out
Well-
after the fact that he set off the alarm so many times that the city of Austin charged us $1,100.
I'm going to call bullshit on this after the fact story. You knew. We told you every time.
Well, I didn't know he cost so much goddamn money. And you said you got rid of him because he produced some kind of, like, you smell. That was your big thing.
He pissed everywhere.
Well, dude, look at what's behind Gus. There's a jug of just yeast shit that right behind Gus. It looks like pus. Gus decided it would be a good idea to do what today?
Brew beer.
You brewed beer in the goddamn podcast
Everyone already
studio.
noticed as well. Everyone's saying nice, sweet homebrew you got there.
Yeah,
It's
see?
fucking, it smells terrible in
Thanks,
here
guys.
now.
No, this could be awesome. Well, you know what? No beer for you, buddy.
Listen, you can look at that horrible shit. There's like 3 layers of crap in there.
No, it's 3 layers of deliciousness. We
No,
got
that's
some yeast
disgusting.
and some malt in there. It's all going to ferment. In 3 weeks, we're going to be enjoying
Well,
a
it's
delicious
like- it's like-
blonde pale ale.
Every
Smell
person
like
goes through
boiled
this
on
curvature, and
ass.
it usually happens around like your sophomore year of college, where everybody has that buddy who's like, they discover about brewing beer, and you get to that process. Like, the podcast is about that old. It's about in his sophomore year of college where it's like, well, we have to start brewing our own beer. And then everyone's going to get poisoned.
Yeah, I wanted to brew it during the live stream, but we realized that it actually would take a long time and would probably take longer than the stream ran.
Yeah, how's that going? I mean, what stage are you in, right? Did you just start this today?
Yeah. So we just right before we went live, we put it in the fermenter, as it's called, and it'll sit there for 3 weeks.
So is it actually worthwhile money-wise to brew your own beer, or is it just the same? Did you save money doing it?
I think over time you do, but you got to buy like that jar and shit. You don't buy that normally. Normally you just get your beer.
How much was
already.
that jar?
I think all the supplies to make the 1 gallon of beer was, I don't want to say $70.
It's like you're a small version of Breaking Bad.
They're all going to pop off. The caps are going to go everywhere.
Yeah, we got like a crimper to put the caps
Did you
on,
actually have like
bottle caps.
the
Yeah.
circular metal
Mm-hmm.
circles?
It all comes as part of the kit.
And you said you're dying because you tasted some of it earlier.
No, I did not taste it. It didn't. In Bernie's defense, it did not smell good. It smelled fucking terrible.
No, everybody who walked in here was like,
boiled an ass.
At first, when we were boiling the malt, it smelled delicious. It smelled great. It smelled like malto meal or like something like that.
I hate that smell too.
Oh.
Do you like Whoppers?
Yeah.
Fuck, I hate those things. I hate Whoppers.
I like that when Dave was.
Oh
doing
wait,
it-
I thought you meant Burger King Whoppers.
No.
You mean the candy Whoppers?
Yeah,
Candy Whoppers are
malted milk balls.
fucking terrible. I
Yeah.
hate those.
When Dave was doing the makeup, she was smelling it and she was going.
Yeah, Kara was helping me the entire time, and she was just gagging.
You hate all smells, Gavin. How is it possible that you got out of it without gagging?
It wasn't that bad.
He stuck his face in. He got a big noseful.
I'm worse with.
well, also the deal is if you like start earlier in the process, you can't really detect it. It like, oh, it smells fine, then it slowly degrades, but you can't tell.
I'm worse with texture. Just like sloppy.
Don't think
textures.
about it. Don't
Yeah.
think about it, please, for God's sake. So, a couple questions here. First of all, people in the Twitter questions were tweeting on Pound RT Podcast. They're asking a couple questions. They're asking, first of all, Gavin, did you dye your hair darker?
No, did you? I didn't.
I don't know why you
just
think
got
your
a
hair looks
haircut.
darker.
Yeah, my hair's short.
Also, everyone wants to know about your shirt. Explain your shirt.
This shirt came out tomorrow.
Are you in Australia right now?
Yeah,
It's this week's T-shirt Tuesday.
it's from one of our trials Let's Plays.
The front flip for style. I
He's
got,
wearing a front flip for style shirt.
got another one over here I can show a little better. There you go. Got a
I
little
actually,
achievement hunter on the yoke back there.
I
This is,
tried
this is the best angle. This is the best I've ever looked on camera.
I tried to do a front flip today on Awu when we were showing it, and I landed upside down on my neck. It was painful.
Yeah, on the Awu today? Yeah, that looked miserable.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, when you did your front flip, you kicked the camera, but you kicked the camera hard enough to move it, but not hard enough to knock it over. That's really precise.
Yeah, it was perfection.
Yeah. You just like with
Other than
the
the neck
trailing
part.
leg, you just kick the hell out of the HVX camera.
Yeah.
There's that one. We have one camera that we use to shoot Awus, and I think that's pretty much the only thing that camera is ever used for, except people always get it out and move it around, I think, to fuck with Jack.
I think so.
Like
I think
it's-
Brandon does. So he takes the plate off of it. That's the one that we always hear about.
Oh, the tripod plate.
Are we like sharing the plate? Is the plate go to other cameras or something?
Yeah, I guess it's like it can work on several different cameras.
Yeah, he's real sensitive about that camera.
Very protective.
That
of
camera went to get Vegas with us.
It did?
Yeah, it's bonded with us. Yeah.
What'd y'all film? Are you allowed
Nothing.
to
It was just we just took it for no
say?
reason.
You just took it. You wanted to take it to learn how to play blackjack?
Yeah, exactly. Don't let the casinos know.
Yeah.
He was on his way back from San Francisco from a thing.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I don't know if I can talk. I don't know what we can talk
No,
about.
don't
what
talk
we
about
can't.
that.
See, I don't talk about anything.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. Can we talk about the shirt? Wow, Gav, what a nice shirt.
It's pretty
Are
sweet,
we allowed
right?
to talk about it?
Yeah, it's fine.
So we can get a shirt that says not allowed to talk about the shirt. Have like an NDA agreement on the
NDA
back.
Well, you did not see this.
You do not see this shirt.
The shirt is not fit for.
If you can read
Human
this, you
consumption.
should have.
So Apple, I'm watching like the patent office, and Apple has filed a patent with the patent office over a new iWatch,
An iWatch.
and it's supposed to look like a slap bracelet.
Right.
Oh yeah. Well, I have a Nike Fuel Band. Can you see this? So I'll try to do this in a way that you can see it. Here we go. That might be better.
People
fuck's
know
my
what a fuel
camera?
band is, right?
What?
People know what a fuel band is, right?
Yeah, but look, I'm gonna hold it up.
Did you say, where's your camera?
I can't. Yeah, it's like right there, but I'm like not able to turn it towards it. There we go. All right, so you can see here, I have a Nike Fuel Band that like
Ooh.
it's an LED and it goes through like
So,
lots of different settings.
What is that? I don't understand. What's the point of this? I don't have any.
It's just got like a cool display. This is like essentially a pedometer. And it,
See,
Go
it's,
ahead.
It's
Go ahead.
still that kind of technology is still a high level of douche, isn't it?
why?
Well, I mean, it is.
Techno weenie.
No, it is. I'll agree.
Is it?
It
Yeah,
is?
absolutely.
Yeah.
What, this is? You
Yeah,
don't
you're
like
like,
this?
oh, look at me. I'm counting my steps, and I spent way too much money
Well,
on
and
this.
even if you try and be
No,
subtle about it, like
Well, I
some
mean,
people,
yeah, because it's a thing that's supposed to be functional, but I mean, theoretically, you could just put it in your pocket. You could have a thing.
I can't put it in my pocket. I
Well,
wish
no,
I
no,
could
no.
put it in my
It's like-
pocket.
it's like a
they
Bluetooth
thing-
earpiece.
They could sell a thing that wasn't a wristband that you put in your pocket, and it would work just fine.
Like a
but
Fitbit.
now it's
I'm
gotta be a
trying to help
wristband
out with the
to show-
discussion of the iWatch.
No,
No,
no.
we turned this on you.
people
No,
want
no.
to talk about their fuel bands all
You're
the
an
time.
asshole. Everyone.
And sometimes subtly, like the other day, I was at dinner with someone, and someone was just like, yup, hit my goal.
Who did that?
Who did
did it?
I'm not saying.
Who did it?
Who did
Is that
it?
me?
No, it wasn't you.
What is your goal? Do you have goals?
Who did
But-
that?
but-
Was
but
that with you?
I don't know. I don't remember. But they were so proud of
full of
themselves.
shit.
Are we allowed?
You
Was this,
don't
are we allowed to
remember.
talk about it? Does it have to do with San Francisco?
No, I was
Is
in
there-
San. No, we weren't there. But it's still a high-level douche.
I don't give a
Absolutely.
shit. I don't care.
One day
Get
it will
two
come down.
Bluetooth earpieces while you're at it.
But did Bluetooth earpieces ever not become douchey?
No,
Ever become not douchey?
no.
Yeah. Those things are absolute douchey.
Although I have Bluetooth in my car that connects, I guess I have a microphone somewhere in my truck, and so I can just like take a call over my car speakers. And I always think I must look like I'm fucking talking to myself like a maniac, just like talking away about nothing. And I always heard that
that's how you appear to us.
I always
right
heard
now.
that the what's the service, the OnStar, that the operators can connect through your microphone and just listen in the car.
I've heard that. Is that a rumor or is that true?
Well, if there's a mic in your car,
If you can be
course they can.
paranoid about it, then yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
like
the thing.
you wouldn't have a camera in your house controlled by the web.
But we just brought this up,
Yeah.
so I
You've been that way
joked-
forever, right?
Fuck no, I would
You've
never
you've
do
been
that.
putting stickers over cameras on laptops
Yeah.
for as long as they've
I
existed.
do not like looking at an eye looking back at me.
But what
I
are
don't
you
like
doing
that.
in front of your laptop that's so secret?
Everything we
Well,
talked
because
about
like, I mean, imagine the look on your face. Do you really want to see what your face looks like while you're just like eyes glazed over, browsing
someone
through Reddit?
wants to stare
or
at
waiting
that
for a
all
render
day.
bar, it's like,
Do you know half the times that I get my kids to stop watching TV, it's not because I'm concerned about their mental health, it's because I can't stand the looks on their faces when they're watching TV. It's crazy. And I'm like, you get to go outside.
it's like you've been
You cannot-
zombified. Your brain's just turned off.
I mean, it's just like the blank, just blank, like we're watching Gumball. By the way, have you guys seen the show Amazing World of Gumball?
No.
It's some, I don't know what it is, something. It has bar none. This is a huge tangent.
This doesn't. Why would you ask if we've seen this
I
show?
don't
Does
know,
this sound
some-
like a show we would
Dude,
watch?
half the people who work here watch these fucking kids shows. Like, everybody
Yeah.
watches Adventure Time.
Yeah, I can't wait to get home because I can watch my DVR Gumball.
Well, anyway, it has great voice actors. For kids, they're awesome voice actors. They might be adults that just have kid voices or whatever, but they're fucking awesome. So
Speaking of kid voices, did you see? Is that headline true? I was
that's the worst segue ever, by the way. Speaking of kids' voices.
that Verizon found a child predator who was storing child pornography images in the cloud on their service, and they contacted the police.
They did what?
They saw child porn stored in the cloud on someone's phone, so they contacted the police and turned in this guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how did they see that?
Right.
though?
It goes back to
How
like the
did they
monitoring
see
and
it?
I imagine
Yeah,
there's
well, I
someone
mean, there's a
moderating
thing
all
where
that.
it's like I didn't click the checkbox that says strangers can't look into my thing, or again, it doesn't matter. The system is gonna.
right.
Yeah, that's the thing. If somebody can't exploit, you know, if the
Obviously, in
they
this
will.
case, I'm glad the guy got caught. I'm glad that this particular instance happened.
Sure, but
No.
yeah.
See, okay, look. Not an endorsement in any way, but the idea that it's okay to do something to monitor people all the time because you catch one person bad doing something does not justify it in any way.
I didn't say it justifies it. I'm just saying I'm glad they caught him.
That's Gavin's mentality about cameras on the corners in the UK everywhere.
It's fine. It's a public place. You shouldn't be monking off in a public place. If you don't want to be caught doing that, then
Do
don't-
you?
What? I don't do that. What are you on about?
You never monked in public?
Never monked it in public.
Really? You never done anything in public?
No. I'm from
you- have
England. We
you?
don't do that.
Yeah.
You're in America now, though.
What do you mean you do? What do you mean? Yeah. What have you done in public?
I've done a few different things.
Yeah.
You never done anything in public in any way whatsoever?
I noticed you just
What-
did it
what
back
have-
to me. But what have you done in public?
What have you done in public?
He's Gavin freeing you.
I pretty much.
He was uploading photographs.
You were monking with a thumb.
We had a
Monkeying
we
with
had
a
discu-
thumb.
We had a discussion before this started that the worst case scenario would be like getting caught in your house. Somebody connects to your
Yeah.
camera.
You're monking off with a thumb up your ass.
Your own thumb or someone else's thumb?
Your own.
Which is worse?
And Joel,
Yeah, well, it is worse, isn't it?
Joel came up with the perfect defense, which is after all these years, we finally have a good reason to know the Mega 64 guys because we would immediately just say, I was
working on a
collaborating with
video.
Mega 64 on a video.
Like we could do the worst possible thing, just shoving stuff up your ass or whatever. It's like, yeah, Rocco, man, he was great. Let's put things together, no problem.
But what would be worse? What could they see you doing that was worse than that? Alone.
I don't know. I guess putting child porn in the cloud, I guess, would be up there. I really don't know what would be worse. I mean,
What have you done in public?
what do you want to know?
What were you doing?
I've jerked it in public and I've been with a girl in public. I've done both those things. How did you make it through your teenage years and never jerked
Joel,
in
have
public?
you?
No.
What do you mean in public? Where'd you go to? Are you in
Well,
public?
I'd have to.
I've done both.
There you go.
Burnie and I are
Wait.
the-
Solidarity, man.
So, by
Well, I guess it's sort of like
You've
what
never-
do we designate?
Were you in
I'm
your
not-
house? If you were not in your house, you're in public.
that's not true. No, in public
I've-
means you're among the public, not you're outside where nobody can see you.
You're still outside in the public.
Where's the public?
The street.
No, yeah, everybody's banged in public.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody's banged in public.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, if you're, when you're 18 and it's like you live with your parents, you got to go drive.
And when you're
somewhere.
15, you can't get laid. Then you have to jerk it in public. That's just the way it works. That's half the reason why you get a car at 16.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
for
it's
practice.
my own private
You learn how to drive
space.
stick. Come
So I
on.
can jerk off going down the highway.
Gavin, you've never done anything in public that you could potentially get caught at. Every time I see pictures from a UK club, it's people getting, as you say, what did you call it?
You might get a swift blowy in an alley behind a club or something.
A swift blowy.
Yeah.
It seems like people in the UK.
Do they have this in Amsterdam?
Oh yeah. You went to Amsterdam. You didn't go, did you?
I didn't know. I didn't go.
You were
really haven't
right
been
next.
there?
You were
There you go.
40 minutes from Amsterdam and you didn't go.
Well, no, when you're with Jason and Gus, you're not 40 minutes because there's trains and they're drunk and like. And
Well, you
did
can
it take you 40 minutes to get back from here? I remember you guys being like, "Well, we missed a stop and then we went and then we were,
Oh, if
It
you,
was,
if
it
you-
was, it was a trip, but yeah, what else were we doing? I mean,
Yeah.
if you're that close, like that,
No,
you
I
were
mean,
90%
you're
of the
right.
way there.
You're right. I mean, you're right. It was just I knew it was going to be a bigger
It was an ordeal. It was like-
time commitment. It was going to be an ordeal.
It was like 6 hours on the train each way.
Aren't they like not selling weed to anyone who's not a citizen of
No,
the country now?
they refuse to enforce that law. They said.
Oh, they did.
Yep.
They refused.
I think
to
it's a
enforce
law,
it?
but then it's not enforced. Also,
That's everything
I mean,
in Europe.
quite frankly, if you go to a Dutch prison, isn't that better than like a lot of the hotels? That's what I was hearing about the
As long as it's not Dutch.
the
oven.
Dutch prison system, or is it? It is.
Oh.
The Dutch was it?
It's like just open door policy, like walk in and out.
That makes-
that's what I
You're
don't
on the honor
understand.
system.
Well, with their unemployment rate, it probably makes sense.
I don't
Yeah.
understand people who stay homeless when all they could do is just commit a crime and then they'll be homed.
Homeless. I mean, there's a lot of people probably can adapt to being homeless. A lot of using they could think they could adapt to being in freaking prison, dude.
Well,
at
I'd
least-
rather be homeless than having a dude try and have sex with me.
You're
I
gonna be
mean, at
homeless
least
and be able
you-
to walk around and do whatever you want, as opposed to like being locked up somewhere with.
Yeah, but at least you'd be warm at night. I guess it doesn't count here. But when you see someone in London huddled up on Christmas Eve, like with a box and a blanket.
Well, that's what I was wondering too. If you're homeless in America, why are you homeless in New York or Chicago?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you be in Miami, or something like that, where you know you're not gonna freeze to death in the winter? It just doesn't make any sense.
you could just be a very outdoorsy guy.
I know
who
people don't
never-
necessarily plan their homelessness, like go through the checklist, but
You've probably tapped into something there.
I can't imagine actually getting to the point where I have no money left and I have no one to stay with and I have to live on the street.
I feel like I'm
But
5 minutes away from that all the time.
once you get caught monkeying with a thumb up your ass, your friends abandon you pretty quick.
pretty quickly you're out the door.
So you have a camera in your house
Yeah,
that you can connect to with the internet.
yeah.
I can't believe that you do that. I would never do that.
Where is it?
My living room.
Your living room?
But you also cover your laptop camera with a sticker.
Yeah.
Why?
Because you don't want
There
to
was a-
accidentally have it turn on and you're
Why not?
you're
In
broadcasting.
their defense, so when I was working on Criminal Minds, someone wrote a script about a killer that tapped into people's cameras, watched them, then went into their house and murdered them.
So it must
And
be true.
it was true.
Oh,
It was
really?
it was really true.
Yeah.
There was a real murderer who tapped into people's cameras, watched them, mostly women, and then
Mostly.
broke them and murdered them. So
There's the thing where you can just go on Google and you can search by a port, which is associated with unsecured webcams, and just search webcams that are broadcasting.
That's
So
scary.
I'll look that up.
Before I moved here,
That might be closed since that existed.
my dad started watching Criminal Minds before I moved here, and I watched a few of them with him. And there was one scene where I guess a killer had been taking everyone's driver's licenses and
Yeah.
then pinning them up, and you were one of the driver's
I've
licenses.
seen that
Yeah.
episode.
I was watching it. I was like, this show's all right, actually. There's Joel.
Yeah.
He's dead.
I'm dead.
He's
You
dead.
find me in the weirdest places.
I think I've only seen like 5 episodes of Criminal Minds or so, and I think every episode I've seen, like you were in it in some capacity.
It's funny because like Mandy Patinkin, who's a phenomenal actor, like left at the end of season 2, and then like I guess they did an interview with him, and the interview was basically like he had made a personal decision that he thought people shouldn't be watching that sort of stuff at 9 o'clock at night before they go to bed.
Why?
Because he thought it was gruesome and bad, and they were always doing gruesome, horrible things or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he moved over to.
Yeah, he's on Homeland now.
He's on Homeland, but Homeland I guess is not. I haven't seen Homeland, but I guess it's not as ruthless
Yeah,
as Criminal Minds. I don't really know.
no, it's not as definitely not as gruesome.
I haven't seen it.
It's okay. It's an okay show. I don't buy into all the hype. I watch it, but it's like, it's all right.
My life is about Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad.
When's that back?
Walking
Very
Dead.
excited
March
about Game of Thrones.
31st.
Oh yeah.
I'm rewatching Game of Thrones right now.
Yeah, can't wait. They had a big. I saw the ad. They have a big like flying dog.
I'm not digging the ads though.
Nah,
Like the
that's
trailers
all
that they're
right,
releasing.
But that's okay.
And the music's like weird.
Yeah,
and, like,
but it doesn't. You don't think it's going to be a bad season?
no, but I don't like the ads at all.
Do you think season 2 was better than 1 or the other way around? I prefer season 1.
I think season 2 was better. Like you're starting to build a lot more. Like season 1, you're not attached to any character
Season
yet.
1
We had
ended
that-
really awesomely, though.
You had that
Yeah.
moment in season 1 that was like episode 10 or whatever. I don't know if I should.
No, yeah.
We talked about having a spoiler cast. Maybe we'll do
spoiler
that
cast.
next
We
week
should-
or in 2
let's
weeks
do
or
a spoiler
something.
cast before Game of Thrones season 3 comes out.
Yes.
You want to talk about an upcoming podcast?
Yeah, I mean, are you talking about the Friday thing?
Friday thing, yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna have. It's not necessarily a podcast in the strictest sense, but we're gonna have a special live stream this Friday at 10 a.m. and we're gonna be sitting down and kicking off our South by Southwest Games experience here. So if you're available, 10 o'clock Texas time, Friday morning, tune in on our website, and the stream will be open actually to the public. It won't be sponsor only. So feel free to jump on in and watch.
I'm super excited about what we were doing on Friday.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna
can't
be
wait.
really really cool.
So we used to, Emily Hagens and I, Emily who used to work for us at Rooster Teeth, she has a movie in South by Southwest. So if you're in town for South by, Emily's got a movie. I'm on a panel Friday
At 5 p.m.
at 5 p.m.
What's it about?
Thank
Is it about Emily's movie?
No, it's about like being successful on YouTube, how to actually monetize and make money on
Joel
YouTube.
is trapped in his.
Have we made money on YouTube?
We have made money on YouTube. We're making money on YouTube right now.
Joel is trapped in his jacket.
This
It's
could be
really
the entire
insane.
podcast now, is just watching Joel try to zip up his coat.
Hey.
You know, it's like we should live in a reality where we should not have broken zippers.
You should never talk while moving your mic
Yeah.
at the same time.
I keep forgetting that Alan's over here. He's got something for us.
What do you got, Alan?
So this morning, Alan brought over a smoker that's more duct tape than smoker.
That thing was ridiculous. He made a big production about it during the Monday meeting where he's like, oh, we got the smoker and I'm turning it in. That thing was like, it was like
Come
a
on in.
college refrigerator with the door hanging off of it with a fire inside. It did, well, apparently we'll be the judge of this.
Strange. Smells
So
great.
he's been smoking these ribs all day, and they just finished right before we went live with the podcast. Ooh, thank you. Nice and hot.
You want to say hello? Come here and say hello.
Hello.
That's Alan.
So we got some ribs here. No forks, so got to go to caveman style.
So I moved my microphone. Do I have to talk like this now?
No, you're
Because I will
fine.
be
Everybody
too
wants to
loud?
hear you better
They'll
anyway.
adjust for you.
Am I going to get a card?
Oh,
So
somebody on Twitter just said they're in class on 10 a.m. on Friday. Well,
we're going to reschedule.
the live stream is off.
luckily,
Fuck
if-
it.
Shut it down.
You have class. Sorry
If
about
you
that.
if you can't make it at 10 a.m. for the stream, we will post the video as soon as it's available.
What?
Did you catch what happened to you the other day? So one of our favorite things at Rooster Teeth is when we have a community play date, and we'll say, hey, everybody, we're doing a community play date. We're going to be playing Halo 4 Griff Ball. We're going to be playing it this Thursday at 8 p.m. And what's the people respond, Gavin, and what's the thing they always respond with?
What to you?
We're playing Halo 4, we're playing Griff Ball.
I don't know.
Oh, you know, I thought you were one of the people that hated this too. The one thing we always get is people, an endless list of people going, I don't have an Xbox, or
Oh yeah.
or I don't have Halo 4. And you just want to reach to the internet and go, well, clearly this fucking message is not for you. And but we'll get like 50% of the responses will people saying, I don't have an Xbox, or I don't have Halo 4.
Because the people who have it are going to log on. They're not going to respond and be like, be right there. They're not going to do that. Lunatics.
Thank you.
But it was really funny because the other day, Gavin wrote we have a company-wide mailing list that if you mail to
read
it,
it after.
it goes to everyone in the company. And you asked the thing where you said, I'm having a problem in Final Cut.
I said, has anyone used the new Final Cut? It sucks. I don't know whether I don't know how to use it. Anyone
And you
with
got 100,
experience,
you got
I
1,000
appreciate it.
responses that were like, I don't know, I haven't used
Yeah.
it.
So every single person in the company is like, no, I haven't used it. Sorry. No, I've never used that.
And it was like, I think maybe like out of everyone here, like maybe 70% of the people replied. Do you know why they did that?
Because of you?
I went around and personally asked everyone to please respond to your email. That's how I spent my morning that morning, was getting everyone to reply to you thinking, nope, I haven't done it.
Which
Good
is
luck.
funny because
Well,
I
they
have
reply-
used it and I decided not to respond.
Hey, give me some ribs.
This is really delicious, but I just realized chewing on the microphones
Nope,
may sound
nope.
terrible.
No.
No.
Don't get the meat off the.
So the other day,
That's your laptop.
I don't know if we can see it in the wide shot or not. The other day we had a bunch of employees. Do you want a plate? We had
Yeah,
a
sure.
bunch of employees stay here late one night, and we all painted and got drunk, and we
Face
have-
painted?
No, we painted like art paintings. So
Oh,
can
yeah?
see
Do you have some of
Dear
those?
Dan's painting behind you. It's everyone for the most part painted Master Chief holding Cortana. You can't really see it too well, but he drew Rooster Teeth Animated Adventures Gus holding or
That looks
looking at a
good.
slice of
Let's see it right
pizza in Master Chief armor. I think that's probably my favorite drawing of the night.
We'll post a picture of it in the link dump for the people listening to the audio podcast.
But it was good. It was fun.
Do you ever use those toilet seat covers in airports?
Yeah.
The paper ones they give you. where-
Sometimes.
Never.
For the toilet
the
seat or
ones-
for something else?
The one in O'Hare, the airports or the bathrooms in O'Hare, have it on there all the time. You ever notice that? Like,
Oh
they're
yeah,
just covered
there's
in
like
the
some
plastic.
sort of creepy Borg-looking mechanism.
like-
That's like it's like a condom. It's got like plastic.
Yeah, you sit
You
on
look
it.
at it and you're like, what an
Borg
engineering marvel is going on? It's got like a spring and like coils
As soon as
and
you
there's
stand
plastic.
up, it like rotates and like a new thing
Oh,
of plastic
dude.
comes out on it.
And it's like, I'm not sure if that's grosser.
This is why you don't want cameras in public, right here, this discussion.
I mean,
'Cause
what
you get
in,
a
the,
Borg
what
condom.
in the fuck is going on with those things?
Every time I've used one of the manual ones where you have the rim of the seat, but you also have that bit that hangs down in the water.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah.
then when you flush it sucks the seat in, you don't have to do it. But every toilet now has those automatic flushes where it senses the fact that no one sat there anymore. So the same thing happens to me every time I try and use one. I put the thing down, I'm like, I'm ready, and I've ripped the thing so the thing is sat there in the water, and then I turn around, and as I go to sit down, it detects that I've crouched down, flushes the thing, and then as I sit, it all goes down the toilet, and I end up sitting on the nasty seat. Have you ever had that happen?
I don't, just
I'm
use
not-
the toilet, just use the toilet. Never in the history of the world has anything been transmitted through the butt cheek, ever. It's never happened. No one's ever caught it like tuberculosis via butt cheek.
You know what I find it helps is that I just go in the sink.
Yeah? Just take a nice dump in the
You know, it's
in public.
cleanly. No one's used it in that manner before, so you know it's relatively clean. Soap right there. No problem. No problem. You get some looks, but thank God there's no cameras there.
That's right, exactly.
So-
Like I didn't used to buy into using those seat covers, but then I don't know, something happened recently where now I'm like, I don't want my bare ass touching.
Well,
the
you're
toilet
basically
seat.
going bare ass to ass with another
Yeah, I
dude.
think that's why what I've started thinking.
Yeah,
made
it's
me
really weird when you
uncomfortable.
like you sit down and it's like I guess it's like maybe warm. It's like oh someone's just sat here. And it's just like my yeah. It's just certain things in life you don't need to think about.
Yeah, absolutely not.
No, I
Thumbs
mean,
up, Alan. Those are good ribs, man. Those are really good. I'm gonna drink a beer now.
Yeah, especially when the seat's warm. That's when you like really think about it. You're like,
Okay.
oh man.
So this is from Bree Brower on Twitter. I think I'm saying your last name right. Never read that loud. Talked about the motorized hygienic seats that are a controversial new janitorial contractor installed recently at O'Hare Airport are not very hygienic after all. As the plastic wrapping rotates over seats, it drags up liquid from the rim of the toilet bowls and leaves drops of those liquids on top of the
see,
seat.
that's what I was thinking
Those
the
weren't
whole
rec-
fucking time.
those weren't
I
recently
was like,
installed?
the engineering behind this is faulty. It's not working, and we paid for this.
There is one of the worst.
We paid for this.
There's one of the
Yeah.
worst thumbnails for the video on that
Whip
news
it out.
site. Look at that thumbnail.
Oh.
That's a dirty toilet. There goes Gavin.
It looks a lot like this
It
fermenter
does.
over here.
It probably smells better though. I bet it does.
Here, let me
you
read
may
that.
be here, my goddamn cat, and you're doing this. I
Yeah, for
can't
one day,
believe it.
1 day of stink versus 6
the
months
pink?
of
Give me the
piss
beer
everywhere.
Full of
Here.
shit, Sorola.
No, your cat was full of shit and you left it everywhere. I want to remind everyone, this podcast is brought to you by Audible.com, the internet's leading provider of audiobooks with more than 100,000 downloadable titles across all types of literature and featuring audio versions of many New York Times bestsellers. For our listener, Audible is offering a free audiobook to give you a chance to try out their service. One audiobook to consider is Game of Thrones, or whatever. For a free audiobook of your choice, go to audiblepodcast.com/roosterteeth. That's audiblepodcast.com/roosterteeth. So in anticipation of season 3 of Game of Thrones, I finally bought the books on Audible,
Somebody was asking.
and I'm going to listen to them in order to get
but
caught up.
Feedback.
Is that the same thing? I mean, are you doing the same? I mean, if you like
Listen versus reading?
Yeah, you're listening.
Absolutely.
It's another adaptation of it. So
You're still getting the same information.
I listen.
It's not. I mean, it's an unabridged version.
The first book I ever downloaded off Audible, and I still have it, is World War Z. And we listened to it. Actually, I tried to drive from Los Angeles to San Francisco up the PCH, which goes all the way up. We did a Google Maps. Said that trip was going to be 7 hours.
Yeah.
After driving for 5 hours, we were 1 hour into the trip.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, that's the thing about the PCH. And the other thing about the PCH is like for the first hour or two, you're like, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And then by the fourth hour, you're like, how the fuck do I get off this fucking thing? I mean, it's just like one truck. That's it. You're all watching the back of a truck for the next 8 hours.
We're at Pismo Beach. That's where we get
What? So you were moving slower than the thing?
We were moving slower than what thing?
Well, you said it took 7 hours, but then an hour in, 5 hours in, you were an hour in.
The Google calculation
Was way the fuck off.
might have been off.
The only time I've ever
Gavin,
driven
Burnie,
on the PCH,
please kiss. What does that mean?
I went from Santa Monica to Malibu. That's the furthest I've ever driven on the PCH.
How long is the PCH?
It goes up pretty much all of California, doesn't it?
It goes all the way
It goes all the way up through Oregon.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which, like, that should be, if you lose a bet, you got to take that thing.
Did you hear? I'm always suspicious this time of year because I guess it's kind of close to April Fool's. But there's this video from MIT where they film a person and then they use some weird algorithm to detect the difference in color in 1 pixel on someone's face. And they can actually, they amplify this by about 100 times to the point where someone's face is flashing and you're seeing their pulse through their skin.
What?
Why
seen this?
do we need that?
Yeah.
Because it's a way to monitor babies.
Oh, we can detect live people.
No. It's a way to monitor a baby's
In crowds.
pulse.
When you see a crowd of people, you want to know who's alive and who's not. Very important technology.
I'm with you. Stay with it, Gavin. It's still stupid.
Somehow this is going to boil. This is going to boil down to Gav figuring out a way that like chicks are attracted to him. He's going to be like, that was flashing more.
Have
They're
we
gonna
reached
use
the
it for
point,
stuff
though,
like
as a
that.
society where we need cameras and machines to tell us when our babies are alive? Like, we can't
Well, no,
even bother
it tells you
check if the
stuff.
baby is
Well, think
alive.
about, remember when Matt was on the podcast that one time and he said like his friend who was studying to be an EMT had like the 5 signs of death? Like
Now there's just
decapitated,
one.
all
It's
burned
like
up.
Flashing
All burned up is
stops.
what I remember.
If the flashing stops after 10 minutes,
Check on
popcorn
baby.
is ready.
So yeah, I mean, if we're at that point where we have to like simplify the signs of death like that, maybe we do need a machine to monitor whether or not the baby's alive.
Where did you hear that?
Internet.
Oh, then
Internet.
that thing.
You know, it's fun to watch is on Twitter's /dot. Man, God, they've got just crazy shit. It's just like it's just like scientists figure out way to graft eyeball to tadpole penis.
So Gavin
It's
is
like,
looking
why
up
are
something
they-
on Google
I am
now.
eventually. I'll try and find
And
the right bit.
watching Gavin use Google. Is that Paul Maria?
You're like one of those guys who
So like that is that guy's pulse right there. And you can see that from very subtle color changes in his skin.
well, it's not that subtle.
And it also amplifies larger, very tiny movements that you can't usually
Yeah,
see.
also,
Like that.
this SDI adapter's fucked up. You need to reboot it for the SDI adapter by the laptop over there.
That's fucking creepy, Gav.
Yeah, it's weird, right? But it's a way of, like, they're going to use this to detect lies even more effectively than, what's the thing that
Lie
detects
detectors don't work.
Yeah,
Well, that will work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
people,
the
people
pulse
get upset
flashing?
in tense situations.
Yeah, pulses is like people. How do you detect that? Your pulse can go up for a number of
Well, it's
reasons.
not just for pulse, it's for any subtle movement, it is amplified.
And how does that benefit? Like, how can you
Yes,
tell?
give us an example. Like, how would you use this amazing technology that you tell that the baby is alive? What would you do with that?
What do you mean? What?
What would you do with this technology? How would you
I
use
point it at girls
Yeah, go
as
ahead.
I talk to them.
You sure enough, you nailed it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Let me ask the question.
And I would like get in a row, like this is what you could do. You could get a row of girls
Go ahead.
and you could see which one likes you the most.
How?
I'll tell
Because
you
they
what.
do different body stuff when they
They
like
do
someone.
different body stuff.
What happens? Like when they get near you, their pulse goes up? Or
Yeah,
when you
doesn't it?
point a huge electromagnet at them, that their pulse goes up.
When you see a girl in
Christmas trees are
person,
never
Let's go,
gonna be the
okay.
same.
you see a girl in person who you're like,
Yeah.
she is top.
So what do you do?
Your body is doing something a bit different than normal, innit?
Let me ask you.
Okay.
Let me go, would you
So
be
what do you do?
comfortable-
So
would
what-
you be comfortable if someone was like observing your pulsing?
Yeah, go for it.
So
I mean,
don't
you
wanna
can
do
now.
false
finish your thought. Finish your thought. So there's a girl in public, and you see her, and you think she likes you, so you do what?
Do a video on her.
You
and then-
point a giant fucking mechanism at her.
Here's a
and bombard
crazy
her with
fucking
radiation.
notion, Gavin.
it's not-
Ask her out. Ask the girl out.
I'm not gonna do that.
You get a fucking big machine out. You roll it up. You throw a lead apron on her. And
This
then you
might
color
give you
her.
cancer.
It's not
but
a
don't worry.
machine. It's just video.
It's not a machine?
No, it's a software algorithm on it.
Gavin,
You can download it.
How is it
We can do
possible?
this.
How is it possible you can't talk to a girl, but you're totally okay videoing her and then putting her through post-production?
He's giving you a hard time, but I understand because
Just
guys
talk to
don't
her.
want to talk to girls.
Just
they'd rather
talk to her.
They'd
So you
rather put something scientific and point that at them and be
gun.
ahead of the
This is my love gun.
I kind
This
of,
won't hurt at all. You won't feel anything.
I kind of want to just to take advantage because it's such new technology. People haven't found out about this yet, so I've still got the advantage.
Stupid.
Your head,
We
your
don't
head.
need this technology. You'd be like, I drive a Porsche. Just swing around the bar.
Well,
Just have like a picture of your dick on your
Anyway.
iPhone and be like, anybody interested?
anyway, whatever. My point is, it's so weird to me that you can see someone's pulse through their face that I can't tell whether this is a real video or whether it's bullshit.
I believe you could see. You could
It does
see
look kind of, I mean, who knows?
But wouldn't it just pick up different, like video noise that's in cameras? Wouldn't it just see that?
I don't know. I didn't invent the fucking thing.
All right.
You've
well,
seen the video. I haven't seen shit. You just showed me like 10 seconds of it.
All right, let's everybody just calm down. We're just
Well,
talking about the
you
flashing
ever
people.
watched that infuriating
So everybody just calm down.
9/11 video, the spare change?
Loose change.
Loose change, is that what it is?
Yeah.
And like, when they talk about the planes, like right before the planes hit the building,
Oh,
they fired a
God, yeah, I
missile.
know exactly where
It's
you're
like
going with
people
this.
don't understand how
Interlacing.
interlacing. It's
Or
like,
like there's thermite in the building. And
Yeah.
Like,
Well, no. To be fair, there was that explosion in the bottom of the building before as it hit the top.
No. See, that's the interlace. I mean,
That's
again,
interlacing. No.
and especially they're like, look, the plane's here.
No, the plane's
and then
done.
the plane's gone. The plane's gone. It evaporated. It's like, well, that's because every other frame, it's compensating.
No, yeah, but it was after the plane. It was as the tower collapses.
right.
You see an explosion come out
Were
lower.
the people in the plane flashing?
What?
do you think that maybe there's a propane tank or natural gas line or something down?
I mean, I assume.
Well,
it
no.
was a gas
But
explosion,
I mean,
it could have been a
let's
detonation.
stop. I mean, what are you saying? I mean,
I'm saying I filmed.
It could have been a detonation,
I filmed
or it
a
could have
lot-
been something a lot more plausible. Let's go with the detonation.
Right. Well,
Right.
I filmed a lot of buildings get demolished. They always go down exactly like those towers did. But then there's this other video where they showed a ton of other buildings, skyscrapers that were on fire for like 24 hours, and they still stay up. They're just black at the top. They were on
Well,
fire for like an hour and they collapsed.
Also, I'm sure there's a difference between just general fire and an explosion, and also like the temperature of the type of explosion. And,
Yeah, I
and
mean, it's
the
jet
size.
fuel. It's really hot.
Listen, I want to talk about something that's important.
we've also avoided this
This
topic
is- this
for
is-
three
this is-
decades worth of podcasting. I think we can.
I know. I want to
skip
talk
it
about
one more
something.
night.
I want to talk about something important that I found in Vegas, but you guys probably already know about it. Do we have who's on the? Do we control this?
Yeah, you can show right there.
Jesus, this is going to be. I'm already drunk.
Hey, okay.
There you
All
go.
right, this
Good
is important. This is
Joel's
important.
gonna run the computer. This should be even more fun.
All right, here we go.
We should cut to the screen just to see what he's.
Just
there we
type.
go.
All right. Well, I want to go to the. I can't even see the.
You can
fucking
search from
screen.
there,
Where's
just
the
type.
Google bar?
You're
good,
in it.
just
You're in
type.
it. You're in. Go for it.
All right.
Somebody point a laser at Joel. See what
Nope,
it
he's
calls.
not in.
not typing
Oh, I'm on the right screen.
There. No, they're the same screen.
Oh, they are?
Thank God we all work at a fucking internet company.
Dude, you're hitting buttons.
I can't see.
You hit.
I can't see what's going on.
Hit escape. There you
Jesus,
go.
Scotty, we need more power.
What do you look up?
Hold on. Alt is like, okay.
Top 10 creaming? What are you looking up?
Top 10 creaming.
What are you looking up?
What are you looking at?
Okay, top 10 C.
Country song.
I can't see the screen.
Top 10
Hit space.
Do you have good vision?
screaming
Joel's looking up top 10 screaming goats. Oh, I know
goat
this.
songs.
If you haven't seen this, this is the greatest fucking thing ever.
Are you gonna play the?
I don't know. Should I play it?
You gonna play Taylor
Go
Swift?
for it.
Well, there's 10 great videos.
How long is this video? Ray will be happy.
This one's too
Play a
long.
little One Direction. Is that what that is?
This one's not good.
Okay.
All right.
This is really fascinating.
This, by the way,
entertainment material.
is how every showing someone on an internet video how it goes. It's like, oh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. Oh my God, everybody look away. I'm so embarrassed.
This video's so long.
Here we go.
Is this it?
The thumbnail's awesome. I bought a Taylor Swift song just because of the fucking goats.
Yeah. I mean, if they sold these songs on iTunes, it's the
It's the
same
exact same
fucking
video,
video.
dude.
Same video.
Just give it up. It's over.
Well, this is all right.
All right.
So do you think if it made you buy a Taylor Swift song, do you think it's like the ultimate like viral marketing campaign?
It could be. That goat was amazing. that goat they put. Look up on the internet. Look up Taylor. Look up Taylor Swift. I knew you were trouble with a goat. It is probably one of the funniest videos you'll ever see.
Oops.
Why is this still playing? How are we so bad at the goddamn internet?
I'm not bad. I'm fixing it here. Taylor Swift
Goat. That's
song.
it. That's it. The third one down.
See, you know it's the third.
No, full song. Don't do full song.
All right, so it wasn't the
do
third one
original.
down.
By the way, everyone just started throwing the word original in all their videos now. Is it?
So this is me on the tram in Vegas playing this on my iPhone around all these drunk
I love
people,
that
and I'm
goat
like,
so much.
it was great.
Everyone in the control room bust out laughing at that.
Oh my God, that's
That goat
so
is so
great.
funny.
Also, that's a sheep. That's not a goat.
It is a sheep. Shut up, dude.
Oh my God, is it a
Yeah,
sheep?
it's a sheep. That's not a goat.
What is the difference between a sheep and a goat? There's no difference. It's the same animal.
Can you tell the difference between a sheep and a goat by its head?
You talk about the body. The thing had fucking wool on it.
Seriously, what is the difference between a sheep and a goat? What is the difference?
Sheep have wool. Goats don't.
But what's the closest animal to a
Goats
sheep?
do milk.
What?
They both have milk. Fucking
You
retard.
don't drink sheep milk, do you?
You can.
You could. You can milk anything.
Milk anything with nipples.
All right. Since we just looked up something on Google for 30 minutes and saw Joel's pulse, I'm going to play a game. This is a game I want to play. Brandon, is there a graphic for this?
No, I don't think we have a graphic for it.
All right. This is a game that I made up. One of my favorite things that we do on the podcast is when we search for something and how Google auto-completes it. But then my other favorite thing is when Gavin comes up with a ridiculously stupid question. So Gus, Joel, you guys are going to play a game right now.
Okay.
It's called Gavin or Google. And here's what I did. I took 3 words and I gave them to Gavin, and he had to come up with a question. And then I typed those same 3 words into Google and got the most ridiculous autocomplete.
So you've already done this first part with Gavin.
Already did it with Gavin.
Okay,
Already
cool.
did it. So this is Gavin or Google, and you're gonna figure this out. Okay, the first one is what happens if. Okay, that's the phrase that I gave to Gavin into Google. Okay, and you gotta tell me which one is which. What happens if you accidentally eat all the marijuana?
I already got this.
And what happens if you breathe too much?
Okay.
Which one is Google and which one is Gavin?
The weed one is Google.
Okay.
The breathing one is Gav.
I'm going to agree with that.
You are correct.
Yeah.
This is,
so
this is too easy.
No.
Well, that's the first one.
This next one is can you see? Can you see?
Is this Y-O-U or the letter U?
It's Y-O-U.
Okay.
Can you see? And you can see with your eyes.
Very
First one
important.
is,
No,
Can-
you're right. It's important to do.
Yeah.
To check, know what's going on.
can you see stars while you're in space? And the other one is simply, can you see oxygen? Which one is Gavin
Now,
and which one is
why
Google?
did you say one with a slight
I
English
say them all,
accent?
my accent's bad. I say them all with a slight accent. I
I'm
don't know
gonna
what
say
Google's
stars
accent
in
would be.
space is Gavin, and oxygen is Google.
Joel?
I think the reverse, but I'd think the reverse.
Okay.
Joel is correct. Can you
Oh.
see oxygen is Gavin.
Why the fuck would you ask that? Is that a serious question?
So here's the bonus round since you're out. You actually already know the answer to this. And this one is, how many buttons? ... How many buttons?
I mean, guess
one
the
of them
first
is-
one's Gavin.
One of them is, how many buttons do you have to button?
Does this have something to do with the toilet seat?
How many buttons do you have to button?
Man, Bert's turning all fucking red.
Point a laser at me. See my pulse. How many buttons do you have to button on a 2-button suit?
I have no idea what you're saying.
How many buttons do
how
you have
many
to button on a 2-button suit?
How many buttons do you have to button on a 2-button suit? And then the other one is, how many buttons does it take to launch the space shuttle? Which one is Gavin and which one is Google?
All right, this is a little bit loaded for me because there was some crosstalk going on before the podcast, so I'm not sure if this has been dirtied a little bit. All right, I want you to repeat.
How many buttons do you have to button on a 2-button suit? And How many buttons does it take to launch the space?
All right, I'm gonna go Space Shuttle. Jesus Christ! I'm gonna go Space Shuttle Gav. Other one Google.
All right.
Our champion, Mr. Joel Heyman, 3 for 3. Everybody applause. There'll be a trophy next week for you. Oh my God. Please send me queries. Three or 4 word queries to start a search with, and
Joel,
I'll
you
give them
did
to
very
Gavin
well.
every week. Please send
Very
me
well.
some. Oh my God.
We should definitely mix it up. Have like some U's as the letter U instead of Y or U and things like that as well.
How many buttons on a 2 buttons?
That's a valid question.
Listen, it's a valid question.
No,
but
it
in
is-
order to show up in autocomplete, that's like a million people that are that dumb. A million people.
What was the first thing we ever discovered with this? You discovered something, and it was like you entered something.
Oh, it was like all
It was like-
pregnancy stuff.
Yeah, what
Like,
was the phrase?
It was like, can you? And they're like, get pregnant this, get pregnant that. I was like, I just typed can you.
Can you?
So if you were to type how many turns, would it come up with how many turns in a 3-point turn?
Probably. Let's
Jesus
see.
God, that would be.
Come up with a better question.
No, because a 3-point turn's a little too complex for someone. Like someone who's dumb and looking for something online isn't going to know what a 3-point turn is. So
Why
they're
would
not
they
going to know to search
Is that
for
not a
it.
common thing?
I don't think it's a
Barb,
common
Can you give me
term,
like
no.
something? I can wipe my eyes. I'm blind here.
Can you look up how do you use Google?
What is the
How do
website
you-
for Google?
How do you use Google? I'm gonna do this all day
What
if I
is
start
it?
Do
doing
you
that.
remember like some of those old shitty search engines back, like when the internet was first getting off the ground before Google existed? Like, did you ever use any of those? Because my favorite I always think about was Webcrawler, and their logo used to be a little spider, a little cartoon spider on a surfboard.
Yeah. Jeez, that's crazy. Somebody should get a tattoo of that.
I'm sure someone has. There was like Webcrawler, shit, what was those? Lycos, Excite, Alta Vista,
Yeah.
I used to use.
Dogpile.
What was the one where you
Dogpile.
could like it would give you random like it would give money to someone every day?
Oh, right, I forgot about that
Yeah.
one.
Well, so they would give you a bonus prize by using the search engine.
Yeah, like they'd give away like a lot of money to one person every day.
Do
and
you
be like-
remember the $1 million website?
I don't remember that.
You could buy 1 pixel.
Yeah, it was a guy who had a website that was like 1 million pixels total, like an area, and he would sell each of the pixels for $1.
And you can buy blocks to do like a 40 by 40 banner.
Yeah,
How
I
did
think
that-
you had
how did
to,
that turn out?
You had to buy a 10 by
Kid
10.
did it.
He sold them all.
What did it look like?
It
What?
looked like a mash
It's still up.
of-
Like one of the things was he guaranteed that the page would be
Yeah,
up.
I'll find it. I can do it better.
$1 million homepage.
He guaranteed that the page would be up.
And it looks like
While you do that, I'll look it up on Wikipedia. By the way, creepily enough, when I looked up how many turns in Google, how many turns in a, and I said, let's say 3-point turn, 2 of the top 4 searches were how many turns in a noose. So
Wow.
apparently
Nice.
people are.
we were
So
on a
here's-
job one
Here's the $1
time.
million homepage.
That is exactly what I would think that would look like.
a guy made $1 million.
If somebody said, "Hey, I'll give you $1 for each," that's exact. I'm
And
a
they were
little
all
surprised how
clickable.
structured it is.
they were
Actually.
all clickable through.
Yeah, each one of those is a link.
Oh, really?
And he
Jesus.
guaranteed
so if
that
there's
it
one
would-
pixel in there.
He guaranteed at least 10 years that your thing would be online.
Wow.
I'm not going to
is,
click on any of these because I have no idea what
Here's
the fuck
crazy.
they are.
What year did the $1 million homepage come out?
I think that was 98.
It was 2005.
No.
Wow.
No.
The $1 million homepage is a website conceived in 2005
By an English guy.
Alex Tew, a student from Wiltshire, England, to raise money for his university education. The homepage consisted of 1 million pixels arranged 1,000 by 1,000. The image-based links on it were sold for US $1 per pixel in 10 by 10 blocks.
Let me
He's
ask
from
this.
England though. Why didn't you do it in pounds?
I don't know.
£1 million homepage? That sounds fucking
Because
pathetic.
the dollars.
$1 million pound
the dollar's
homepage was
cool,
probably
the pound.
taken by a porn company. $1 million pounds.
Did he graduate?
What's that? No, because he has $1 million. Why would you go to university at that point, right? Joel,
Yeah.
what was the first thing you do if you got $1 million?
Yeah, exactly.
You pay the
You wouldn't
some
fucking
school?
waste $50,000 of it on the
No,
goddamn
yeah.
piece of paper.
Vegas,
yeah.
right?
Vegas. I don't know. Let's fucking find out. I've been fucking. This guy fucking makes $1 million. Fucking. I can't even come to terms with humanity. Sometimes when I hear stories like this. But good for him.
Yeah.
I thought it
Good
was-
idea, I
It was
guess.
clever. A lot of people tried to do it afterwards, and
Yeah, everybody tried to like glom onto it.
Yeah, you have to be first to market. Where'd you stay when you were in Vegas?
Mandalay Bay.
Oh, cool.
That's a good place to stay.
Yeah. A little bit off the strip, so you got to do a little bit of traveling.
do you share a room with Jack?
No.
No.
No. Why would I share a room with Jack?
No, there's a point at which you don't share hotel rooms anymore.
No. Yeah.
When was the last time we got to the point where we were sending so many people to Rooster Teeth events sometimes that I figured out, like when we went to some award shows in Vegas last year, I figured out, and these two went with us, that instead of spending $400 a night for a hotel to go to the awards, which are at the same time as CES, and CES like booked up every hotel room, so everything went through the roof. It was $400 a night. We were sending like 7 people, so the math on that is ridiculously high for what it's going to cost to send people to the award ceremony. So I thought, I'll do this instead. I went online. I rented a house. I rented this massive house, and Brandon loved it. I remember it was like a real-world house that we rented in Vegas.
Sounds terrible.
Right, but it was like way cheaper because it was like, it's going to sound ridiculous still, but it was only like $900 a night.
But you have no privacy.
Okay, so but everyone has their own room.
This is all starting to
massive-
come together.
Yeah.
Where Burnie is like, has privacy issues, but now he's renting houses for everyone to be in the house together. What's going on?
Neither one of these two stayed there. They
Did you
both
stay in the
went and
house?
rented their own rooms.
Did you go in the house?
No, why?
Thank you.
What in the fuck is wrong with you?
I didn't do
What in the fuck is
It was
wrong
thought it
with
was a
you?
good solution.
They did it again this year at the fucking award show, and they were like, "Oh, come stay with us at the house." Like, I'm not staying at the goddamn house. I'm an adult.
Yeah. Don't.
I mean, if I'm 20 years old, it's the greatest fucking thing ever. If I'm one of these guys, it's the greatest fucking thing ever. Hey, I mean, when I was 20,
it's a badass.
hey, when I was
house.
fucking 20, I'd been happy just to have a fucking roof over
The
my
Aria
head.
is a badass hotel.
It'd be great, but now I want to, not. I don't want to be around.
So
Where's the
don't
bottle
do that
opener?
anymore. Is what you're saying?
Well, I don't know. It's
a bad idea?
Where's the bottle opener?
I think it's down here.
I'm getting sober.
Okay, stop it.
I'm panicking.
stop being
I'm
sober.
freaking out.
Also, the other thing is, if I'm in
Nice.
Vegas, I don't want to be away from a casino.
Yeah.
That's the other thing
I
that
do.
concerned me is having to call and wait for a cab and then get in the cab and go. It's like, it's an ordeal.
Yeah, yeah. Travel is a thing, especially when you're on a trip with limited time. I don't want to spend my time.
It's like, I want to be at the craps table right now.
Yeah.
So lifetime, do you think you're up or down in Vegas?
Oh, I know.
You do know?
Well, okay. This is a long story.
Do you have a spreadsheet of every
I have
single
a
trip?
spreadsheet.
You do?
I have a spreadsheet that has financial stuff and gambling stuff. I have everything totaled.
I've also noticed that your desktop background is related to gambling too.
Yeah.
What is it? A blackjack card?
That's like a little
Yeah, it's a
cheat
blackjack
sheet thing.
Yeah,
It's a blackjack card. You can take those to the table.
Yeah, you can take them to the table.
They're totally fine with it.
Yep.
Yep. If you don't I would recommend if you've never been to Vegas before.
What nobody
And you want to gamble, just go like to any gift shop, buy a blackjack card. It has a little grid on when to bet and when not to bet. Just put it on the table, or
Yeah.
you can ask the dealer.
Or you can ask the dealer. And everybody at a blackjack table is a goddamn motherfucking expert who knows fucking everything.
But if you're an
But they
expert,
don't know.
Have we
What
talked
they
about
don't
this before?
tell you is
Yes.
that if the
I
count
fucking hate it.
that chart changes based on what the count of the deck is.
Absolutely.
But
So you
nobody
gotta-
knows that.
you gotta count.
So, like they say, never split tens. Never split tens. Well, if the deck's at a +5, fucking split tens. Like it's a 5. It depends, but it's like lots of rules.
Are we okay? You just said a plus. Can we talk about this? Because you just said a +5.
Yeah, you just count. Like you just count for every face card or ace.
yeah.
You count -1.
This is
Right.
not
So
bullshit.
ace,
Joel
king,
can
jack,
count cards. I
-1,
have
-2, -3.
been to Vegas with
But
Joel
how- how-
many
2, 3,
times,
4, 5.
and I've watched
that's
him
a
do
plus.
this.
That's a plus.
Is it
7,
hard
9
to
are
count
neutral.
cards?
The difficult thing though is
Yeah. Well, it's not hard, but you got to focus.
you
So
can't
someone-
be drinking while you do it.
If someone sits next to you and starts having a chat, you're
I
like,
can't have a chat.
up.
No. And
No.
there are people, I'm not
Actually-
the only one who does this. I was sitting next to a guy who was counting, and you could tell because you're like this. I mean, you're like this. Deck was at -18, and he got up and left, and I was suspecting he was counting. And it's like I use that opportunity where it's like, well, it's -18, good time to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to go to the bathroom. So I'm walking away to the bathroom, and he comes up to me. He's like, yeah, it's a good thing that you left. That deck was really, negative. And it's like, and then he walked off. It's like, oh, people do it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
People do it. But it's
No,
like,
I have witnessed this firsthand, and Joel is excellent at it.
But I've made a discovery that's been a painful discovery. You can't be at a table with a bunch of people because if you're at a table with 4 other people, they take your cards. I was at
Oh, here's the take your card shit.
a
Go to a higher stakes table.
table where I was at a +44, which is astronomically high. Astronomically high. I bet I was laying into it. It wasn't working. Everyone around me was getting blackjacks, and it wasn't working for me. And I had $5,000, and I spent $5,000 in 2 minutes.
Holy crap!
Because it was just like boof, boof. I was playing like $500 hands. Blackjack.
Is
Oh,
that
you
not-
got a 12, and I'm like, all right, $1,000 hand. I just kept laying in it, and it didn't work, and I ran out of money. And the deck's at like a +44, and I have to leave the table.
Because you've run out.
I've run out of money, and it's like I'm gonna walk away from this table,
Can't you just
and
start
all of
putting your-
these assholes who don't know anything, they're all gonna win fucking money. And so I go to the fucking, I'm that asshole in the bank line. I'm the asshole at the cashier line with my credit card going, I need money off my credit card right now. I need it right now. And they took forever. And sure enough, I'm staying in line, and one of the ladies who's sitting at the table walks up behind me, and I'm like, let me guess, you won lots of money? She's like, yeah, after you left, we all just kept winning money. It's like,
Good God, I'd have been livid. So is there no machine that's right there where you can just put your card in, it just jizzes out chips? Does that not exist?
what's that?
Dude, he's saying that they should make it so like every table there's a machine where you just swipe your credit card and get money.
I agree.
Get
Although they
chips
would
out.
probably like,
You should just get a marker.
yeah, I don't know how that works. Maybe I should.
There's a form. Just ask them for the form.
You just
Get a
transfer
marker.
your wire money from your
Well,
account.
the other thing is that they're not, if the casino knows that you're, like I don't get like the player's card, sir, can we have a player's card? No, because I don't want them to know what's been going on with me. I don't want them to keep count of what I've done. They keep count of everything that you do. If you're at a table and you win a bunch of money, they know. You come back and you keep winning money, they know. And so it's like, I don't want to keep track of me. So I want to like not, I want to keep that distance. You know what I mean? Because if they find out you're doing it, you know, we don't want your business.
We got booted.
Right.
We got booted from a certain
Yeah.
casino. Joel and I did.
At
We actually
MGM.
worked really well as a team. And it's too bad Joel never wants to go anywhere with me anymore because what I do is I chat with the dealer and I slow the dealer way down.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
Joel doesn't say anything, and I'm just sitting there just chewing the fat with the dealer.
Yeah, it's helpful
So-
to have somebody engaging so they don't
Does
talk
the
to me.
dealer know? Like, surely everyone must do this.
The dealers
dealer
actually don't
just
care if
be-
you win or
it's-
not. They actually
the
like
dealers
when you
don't give a
win because you
fuck.
tip. Because you tip.
Dealers don't care.
They don't give a shit.
Yeah, they
Dealers
have
don't
very
give a
set rules. They have to hit on a certain number. They have to stand on a certain number.
No,
so
it's not like they're you know, it's tied to their paycheck. They don't care.
No.
You know.
Yeah, they don't get commission on losses or anything like that.
No.
In fact, they won't get tipped. Like if and they get harassed by the players. Like
Yeah.
they switch dealers like what every 15 minutes.
Something like that.
Yeah, and it's always when they switch a dealer, everybody starts fucking losing, and they're always like
I'll
they must hear,
never
like-
forget. I was sitting with Burnie. I think it was the first time I ever went to Vegas.
Hawaiian dude.
We were in New York. We were having a great time playing blackjack. I think it was just the two of us sitting there. You know, we were both winning. Burnie was way up. Dealer switch. Burnie did not win another hand when the new dealer came. And
Happens to me all the time.
All of his money just left. And Burnie stood up and just went to the bathroom and he texted me. He said, I'm going to burn this fucking place down.
I said I'm lighting a fire in the bathroom. You know, that's the first time I ever did that. I make that joke all the time about lighting a fire in the bathroom. I say that all the time now.
This is
of
why you
that
don't
night.
want cameras.
What?
This is why you don't want cameras.
Like just get the paper towel dispenser,
It all
start
ma-
putting
it
it
all
in the
makes
trash can,
sense.
and just fucking light it and run.
But the dealers must hear the same like 4 conversations over and over and over and over again. You know, where it's just like people comically blaming the dealer, and it's like after a while, after hearing that 400 times, you know, it's like they don't want to fucking hear it anymore.
Do you remember
Yeah.
that dealer's name?
Was it High?
It was Jay.
Jay. That's what it was. He was from Hawaii,
He was
though, wasn't he?
from Hawaii.
I remember he's from Hawaii. I don't like Hawaii now because of that dick. Yeah, no, but it happens all the time. But when I was with Joel, he was winning a ton of money. And the other thing too is that all of a sudden Joel's bets will change as
Yeah,
he'll
that's-
explain the counting system. We can just watch the movie 21. I'm sure it's on Netflix, and they explain the counting system in there. But all of a sudden Joel will just start betting an insane amount of money. Like I just sit there and bet my normal bet every time. I don't double my bet or anything like that. I just bet the same amount all the time.
Yeah.
All of a sudden Joel's like reaching his pocket. He's betting all his money because the counts get up there, and this like super short, 5 foot tall Italian guy in a suit, the pit boss, just came over, and Joel was on the very end of the table, and he sat on the inside of the pit, the boss, and he just sat there and stared at Joel like this. And when Joel went like 4 or 5 hands more, and then Joel just goes, I think I'm gonna cash out. I'm gonna cash out. And as soon as he did, the boss goes, can I say the name of the casino? Is that okay? He goes, thank you for coming to the MGM. Please don't return. And we were like out the
Yeah.
door, and we were gone. So
I think it was more like, I mean, it's like, I think I'm going to take my things. He looks at me and he goes, good.
good idea. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Beat it.
That's terrifying. I'm
But
scared
the thing
of
is
Vegas.
that in movies, it's like, we're going to take you to the back room and beat you up. And it's like, you know what? I'm old enough to know you're not going to take me to the back room and beat me up.
But
I fucking hope they take me to the back room and beat me up because it's like, I want to be the $1 million pixel guy. I want the $1 million lawsuit. They took me to the MGM and beat me up. I want $1 million.
so
No one's going to take you to the back room and beat you up.
do they beat anyone up? If
I-
you're like a
Sure.
young
I mean, if it
idiot
were
piece
like
of-
the 60s or whatever and the mafia controlled the casinos, all right. But now I think Disney controls everything, so we're going to take you in the back and Mickey's going to beat the crap out of you.
That sounds pretty entertaining. Who owns MGM now?
There's like 3 companies,
There's
right?
3 companies on everything, yeah, on the strip.
There's like Las
I
Vegas
mean, like
Sands.
MGM, the entity, because MGM, the movie studio, went bankrupt, right? And weren't they?
Metro Goldwyn Mayer.
Yeah, weren't they purchased by someone else?
Sony owned Metro Goldwyn Mayer, and I don't know if I don't remember.
Because like that delayed Skyfall.
Did it?
Yeah, because it was supposed to be
well, they
made
went bankrupt for it.
earlier. Yeah, then MGM went bankrupt before they could start production on it. And it delayed the release of that movie by like a year.
Jeez. I didn't know that.
I'm trying to look up who owns MGM. Like, who owns the moon?
You could have saved that one.
Stupid fucking Google. All right, hold on 1 second. You know, what if we found out that Gavin is Google? Like, and like, it's like.
I thought you were gonna say, what if Gavin owned the moon? You never know.
Who owns MGM? Who owns MGM?
Yeah.
Commonly known as MGM, also known as Metro Golden Player. Material. It says it's the name of the company. It might be one of the things where like people buy it and then use the name still because it is so well known.
So would you? What you can't? I assume you don't want to say how much is the most you've ever won in one go.
The trip that he was on, that started with $300. I turned $300 into $5,000. That's when I first sort of started applying it. I'm like, there might be something to this, you know. But
this is actually a great story. I sat there over the course, like, and he did that like in a short amount of time. I sat there in like 3 hours and watched him win that watch that he's wearing on his hand. He went and got that
nice
watch.
watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although after the trip before this, I may have to turn the watch back in.
Yeah, really?
But other people taking my blackjacks at the plus 44 table.
It doesn't matter. It's still random.
No, you're right. You could be doing everything right, and it could still not work.
No, but what
You know
he's
what I mean?
talking about though is actually statistically sound.
I mean, the longer you draw the line out, the more the odds are it's going to work. It's the same reason why the casinos generally win. They have that 51. All you need is a 51% advantage.
Yeah.
Of drawing it long enough, you're going to win. If you reverse it, you just need to draw it out long enough.
See, I've never gambled anything, but I kind of want. If I ever gamble for the first time, I kind of want it to be all my money. I want to just put like. I just want to take all of my money and put it on red, and then they spin the ball.
Let's do this. Let's make an RT Life.
Take all of your money and bet it.
Well, what if it doubles?
Here's the thing.
Would it double?
Here's the problem with this. Okay, you lose, sucks balls. All right? You win, and
I was going to bet Star Life Savings. Doesn't even know the rules. Doesn't even know what the possible upside could be.
What does that mean when people say they're playing on the?
roulette.
It's double.
Yeah, you can put it on
it's
red
double
or
or
black.
nothing, basically.
And
But
it's
why
like
is there the
40
other one? It's like the different
That's
one.
the house advantage.
Right.
The green numbers.
Oh, 'cause
Right.
they-
There's two green numbers on there. There's red, there's black, and then there's green. So if you put it on black, you got like a 49% chance. If you put it on red, you got a 49% chance. If you lose, you're fucked.
Yeah.
If you win, then you get some sort of natural high
Yep.
where you get the best moment of your fucking life.
And
You're
I
like,
jizz away all my
yes, yes. And then you'll go away and you'll be like, I remember the best moment of my life. It was when I put all my money on red.
You will chase that.
I'm going to go do that again. It will never stop.
Yeah, you will lose
You'll
more than a
chase the
lifetime
high.
of
It'll
money.
stop once you lose it all.
Yeah, but this is the way I think of
Yeah,
this.
it will stop once you lose it all. But
There was one time where I didn't have any money, but you know, you make money, you have a job in that,
Please, go ahead.
so might as well do it.
Yes, Gavin, yes. Also, you
Don't-
were not alive at one point, so maybe you just put a gun to your head, pull the trigger, see what happens there, too. See how that works out
But
for you.
I can't become alive from a gunshot, can I?
What? You can't double your life?
You could become alive in another reality.
Yeah.
I mean, if you believe in God.
But in that moment, you would be really alive.
I think
Maybe.
what he's trying to say is there's only a downside. There's no
So,
positive.
I don't want to
bonus.
go too much further in this Vegas session, but I'll
This
tell
is
you,
bad.
so you
Bad.
just recently went to Vegas as well, and
Yeah.
you brought with you Barbara,
Yeah.
who Barbara was going to Vegas for the first time. So
and you lost Barbara in a bet.
yeah, we're going to miss
She no
Barbara.
longer
She's
works
owned
here.
by MGM now.
So Barbara was A, a female, and B, in Vegas for the first time. I almost gave her all my money and told her to bet it, because that is like a recipe for winning.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's like, I don't know anything. What's going on? It's like,
what?
win, win,
What are
win.
these dice? $10,000, you know? I mean, how did you do
She was
in
up
Vegas?
big time for a while. And then I left, like one night I was tired. I went back to go to sleep, and I saw her the next morning. She's like, yeah, I lost all that.
Yeah.
Maybe you were her good luck.
I was.
You crossed over the 24-hour period, and you were no longer a newcomer.
I have a question about bubbles.
Okay.
So
The
What?
person?
no, like physical science bubbles. If
Science bubbles.
Physical
Okay.
science bubbles.
so you're underwater, right?
Yeah. Okay. Right now, I'm role playing. Blah, blah. Ready? I'm underwater.
You're underwater. You breathe out,
Go ahead.
and bubbles come out.
Mhm.
There's oxygen in the bubble, right?
There's some.
There's some.
Yeah.
Some.
Carbon dioxide and oxygen.
And oxygen.
One nitrogen.
Sure.
You're right. There's some. In answer to your question, there's some oxygen.
So that means you don't use all your oxygen when you breathe it.
That's
Correct.
correct.
How much do you use?
Use a lot of it. I don't know. I don't know the percentage off the
So
top
if
of my
I
head.
breathe, if I'm underwater and I breathe into a bucket, that will push the water out and there'll be air in the bucket, right?
If there's enough pressure, yes. You still have to force the water level down.
Yeah, but I'm breathing air in it.
Also,
There has to be enough pressure.
Where does the pressure come from?
From inside you, the oxygen in your
So
lungs.
if there's not enough pressure, what does the bubble do?
It goes up in the bucket. You're right. It displaces the water.
Yeah. So I can then go in the
But
bucket.
if you're way
Okay.
deep underwater, you could compress the air. But go ahead.
If I'm in the bucket, then I can breathe that again in the bucket.
Yes. You
So-
can, go
No,
ahead.
come
No,
from-
let him finish.
all right.
So you're saying you can breathe underwater for an
I'm
indeterminate
saying-
amount of time, indefinitely, as long as you have a bucket.
I'm
That's what you're
saying,
You
You
guys
won't-
are trying to murder Gavin.
You won't drown as quick if you have a bucket. You just keep breathing your bucket, don't you?
You can only reuse that oxygen another 2 breaths, maybe.
So after the third breath, when you breathe out,
You are breathing, but you're not getting oxygen. You still suffocate.
It is
So do you
possible
still-
that the mixture of oxygen in the air that we breathe is what our body can pull oxygen out of. And that as soon as you lower the amount of oxygen in the air, that you cannot survive because your body is not efficient enough to pull the oxygen out of that low level of an oxygen.
so would you still be blowing bubbles, but there wouldn't be any oxygen?
You're
The
still
bubbles
blowing
are
the
air.
same bubbles.
Bubbles are just gas.
Yeah.
That's what a bubble is.
Here, if next time you're making out with a girl, take a deep breath, inhale it, have her exhale, inhale it into her, then have her exhale it back into you and breathe it. Then do it again and see how.
Forever and ever, back and forth.
Yeah, and then watch. You'll be like taking in these giant
So it's
breaths,
like-
and you'll be like, "There's nothing in here."
You know,
It's like
you've just
smoking a
discovered
girl.
the best way to commit suicide.
You
That's
also
just tape your mouth
discovered
in.
the best way to ruin a makeout session. Is what I heard.
No, it'd be awesome. You get really lightheaded. You'd smoke each other.
You'd smoke each other?
was
Yeah,
that one?
it'd be like smoking a woman.
So you have a terminology for this, but you don't understand that you still suffocate.
Be like smoking a woman. That is so awesome.
you'd be like,
you know what you need? You know
but
what we
nothing
need?
would be happening. You
We listen. I have a great idea. Can we please enroll Gavin in the Boy Scouts?
That
This
would
would
be
be
really
great.
funny. Like teach you
would
some
be
life
gr-
skills, make you turn you into a man finally.
He could probably kill off a couple kids.
You ever do that thing where you're making out with somebody and you clamp your mouth over their nose and blow? That's the best thing ever. It pisses people off big time.
I've never done
No.
that.
Just do that. Clamp your mouth. Next time you do this with your wife, don't watch the podcast, Esther. Clamp your mouth over her nose and blow, and she goes,
I had a roommate who did that to his dog constantly, which was horrible.
was the dog happy?
Nah, dog does not look happy.
I bumped my mic. Sorry, guys. Go get Rebel and find out.
I read about when
I just ruined. You think our audience has girlfriends? I think they're okay. They'll be fine.
you're gonna read something, Gus.
Yeah. Let me read this here. And remind everyone that this episode of the podcast is also brought to you by Shutterstock.com. At Shutterstock.com, you'll find the perfect image or video for your next creative project, for your website, publication, advertisement, video. You can choose from over 20 million high-quality stock photos, illustrations, vectors, and video clips. Shutterstock sources images from around the world, puts them at your fingertips. Many other contributors are professional photographers. They review each image individually for content and quality before adding it to their library. Shutterstock gives you the assets you need to bring your creative project to the next level, and they make it easy. They give you sophisticated tools. You can search and drill down by subject, asset, type, gender, emotion, color, whatever. As you find the art assets you're looking for, you save them to your Lightbox gallery. Then you can access them anytime, share them with other team members. They have an award-winning iPad app, which is actually really awesome. If you have an iPad, you should check it out. It's free. You can search on the go, display images, flexible pricing, and you can try it for free today. To sign up for a free account, you don't even need a credit card. Just start an account and begin using Shutterstock to help you. If you do decide to purchase anything, use offer code Rooster Teeth and the number 3 on new accounts, and you get 30% off of any package. So check out Shutterstock.com for 30% off new accounts. Use offer code Rooster Teeth and the number 3. Thank you, Shutterstock. We love your service. We use it all the time here on the podcast.
So, girls, right? We were talking about this recently. They have all the eggs in them
Go ahead.
when they're born.
Okay.
Yep.
So, if you're born, you were actually in your grandparent once.
I was in my grandparent.
Well,
Because your grandmother
Go ahead.
was pregnant with your mother, and your mother had an egg that you came from.
Is that really true? Is a woman really born with all the eggs she'll ever
Yeah,
have?
yeah.
A finite number,
But there's tons of eggs.
not tons.
Not literally at weight, tons.
Well, how many would it be?
But what if you have,
Be 12 a year for what? 30 years?
30, yeah? 360 maybe?
how many is that?
360.
But you can't pick your egg.
You can't pick your egg. What
Well,
does
you
that
might, you might
mean?
have a lot of really
well, this
duff eggs.
changes Easter.
But
What?
imagine if the girl could pick, you could have your eggs scanned.
You
like,
can.
which would be the best egg to make a baby from?
You can do that.
What do you mean you could do that?
You can do that now.
The pulses of light. You're like, oh, that baby's really into it, or that egg's really into it. Let's use that one.
This is going to change.
But I think that'll be so. There's not a drug yet that will send down a specific egg, though.
You can extract them.
I think that'll be a thing in the future. People will have the egg scanned as which will be the most genetically perfect egg.
I think they do that now.
I think you can do that.
Why would they do that?
They do that. They can do that for sexing a baby. Like they can.
Yeah.
They can not for obviously an egg, but on sperm they can determine and make it so you can have a boy.
Yeah.
But the egg doesn't decide whether it's a boy or girl.
I corrected myself midstream so you wouldn't be confused, and you still got confused somehow.
Still.
No, they can do that. They can do that with semen. If they can do it with semen, they can do it with. They can do it with.
Yeah,
an egg.
sperm are even tinier than eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm sure they can scan for defects, right?
We're just really lucky as guys. Like, we have infinite sperm.
Yeah, so lucky.
I don't feel lucky.
Why?
I just don't feel lucky. I mean,
You won $5,000.
I was trying to go to a deeper level,
All right.
but
So you kind of got away from what you were starting with. So you're saying that we were all inside our grandmothers at one point.
Right.
Yeah? Well, a bit of you.
Don't ask me. You're the one who was saying it.
Yeah, sure.
So explain this to me.
You're
So
half an egg, right?
let's just say there was an egg that
You're
made me.
50% egg.
I'm 50% egg. Yes, I'm 50% egg.
And you're 50% jizz.
Yeah, that is correct. Dad jizz and mom egg.
Yeah.
So you're saying that when my mom was in her mother's womb,
Yeah.
she had all of her eggs.
There was you waiting on her eggplant, egg stem, or whatever it was. Well, what are all the eggs on?
and an ovary.
Yeah.
Okay, ovaries.
You don't know female anatomy?
Yeah, there you go. Ovaries.
I want to quiz him now. What's a uterus?
The baby thing.
The baby. You should show him a diagram and ask him, point to stuff and ask him to name it.
Oh Jesus, I couldn't even imagine.
don't let them destroy the mystery. Don't let them destroy the mystery.
There's a fallopian
I've
tube.
learned that learning only leads to like
Every girl in tweet.
Only
a
leads
bad
to that
taste.
baby.
Every girl in our tweet chat right now is going insane.
Both of them?
Anger at us right now.
Yeah, women are born with all their eggs. Cheers, Halo guy.
An
Oh, it's a
egg
girl,
doesn't
it's a
have
guy.
eggs in it, Gavin, just DNA.
Here's something that
An egg doesn't
it's
have
a
eggs
very
in it.
simple mathematical trend, but still is amazing to me. Joel, do you have any sisters?
I do not.
You do not. You're all boys in your family, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, your mom had all boys, right? She had all boys. But your mom has a mother, because she's
Yes.
a person, they have mothers, who has to have a mother, who has a mother, who has a mother, who has a mother. Your mom, by having all boys, broke a line of women, a
Yeah.
direct descendant of women that goes all the way back literally to the beginning of time. To me, that's
Weird.
That's an interesting biological
So
fact.
what you're saying is that I am the Antichrist.
No, I think
Yeah,
you
but that's
and-
one of those
It all
things-
makes sense now.
my mom's the same way.
That's one of those things that sounds interesting, but it isn't.
Well, it sounds.
Well, I mean, it's when you word it like that, it's mental.
Yeah.
She broke a line that goes back to
Which
the
is
beginning
true.
of time.
So how do you word it so it's
I
not?
feel really depressed now.
How is that less interesting than half egg, half jizz?
no.
Explain that to me.
But another way to word it is that there was a 50% chance of her having a boy. So she did that.
No, she had how many? Well, it's not going to Joel's family, but she had multiple kids and she had all boys. It's just interesting that there was this trend of straight line of women all the way down through time, and Joel's mom ended it. And my mom, same thing, she ended it. If you have all same-sex kids, you break that chain.
Yeah, but when there's one origin splitting in so many directions, there's going to be lines ending all over the gaff.
But this is a long fucking line that came to an end this generation.
Any web will go back to the beginning, though, won't it?
Any web will go back to the beginning. The beginning of the web? Is that what you're saying? The spider butt?
He's saying anyone who's alive right now ultimately can trace their way back to
Yeah.
the beginning.
I'm depressed.
No, like,
I have no idea how that makes it more interesting or less interesting. I don't even know what you're trying to say at this point.
Yeah, how is it less? It's a chain, and the fact that other people have like different sex children.
but you make it
continues
sound
to go
like
on.
it's a mental event.
It's a very simple. That's what's amazing about it, Gavin. It's a simple mathematical equation applied basically over almost infinity. That's what makes it interesting. That this is like an endless chain of women that goes all the way back to the beginning of time.
Yeah,
Think
but that's
about
like
that.
saying, okay, say she used a computer.
It's simple.
And her mother didn't. She broke a line of people back to the beginning of time who never used a
So-
computer.
So what?
They didn't have
computers didn't exist back then, but women did.
and now
Alright?
had babies.
Or say she ate a prawn or something. They existed.
So, but what Gavin is saying
That would
is
be
that
interesting.
what-
If you're the only person in your entire history of your entire lineage through time that ever ate a prawn.
I'm here to support you. Basically, what you're saying
Look who's
is
on your side.
what you're saying is this happens all the time.
It happens all the time.
It happens all the time.
That's what makes it amazing.
It's not nothing that happens all the time is amazing.
Literally everybody was in their grandmother's room. You think that's fucking amazing? That literally happens to everybody. Every
it's
single
not
fucking
amazing.
person.
It's just something that was there that happens.
So why'd you bring it up? All
right.
Why does my thing have to be interesting and your thing just has to be sad?
Because mine was a pre-story about the story about picking eggs.
What's a pre-story?
It's like an appetizer. You're like a little story to get you like interested in the next story.
The bottom
just
line
jealous.
is that everyone should have more sex.
Yeah? I'm with Joel.
I've solved the problem.
All right. Well, we will go there.
I don't even know what we were talking about.
What?
I feel bad because I came in. I normally try to be somewhat prepared for these things and have some interesting story. I didn't this time, and I feel guilty about it.
That's
don't
all
worry
right.
about it.
We grilled you about Vegas.
So look. Here's what I did. I'm very happy about this. Look at this, Gus. I gotta clean
It's like you've christened it.
I gotta clean this. Don't make a gif out of this, please. All right.
Don't make a gif out of this, please.
Look at this. Can you see that? Oh,
Was that
it's a
cracked?
light. I cracked my iPhone. I dropped my iPhone 4. I dropped it out of my truck, and it fell face down.
Did
and
your
it
dad-
shattered?
Did he crack his iPhone?
That's not interesting. It's not interesting. I don't want to talk about it because it's not interesting. My dad's half egg. That's all that matters.
Okay.
So I
shattered.
cracked my iPhone, and I was actually like, I picked it up, and I looked, and I was like, turned it, and I was like, yes, it shattered. I was happy. Do you know why I'm happy?
Why?
Because I didn't upgrade to an iPhone 5. Because I knew that I was going to fucking drop my phone sometime in the next couple months, and if I bought an iPhone 5, I was
That
going to
isn't
drop
a reason for...
and shatter my iPhone 5. But
So
I
now
shattered
you're
this.
happy? You're happy that you're going to get an iPhone 5 like when it's already a few months late?
Yeah.
You have the same exact chance of smashing that one. I don't
Yeah.
know, how's that a point?
No, because
Well,
I smashed my
do you-
phone yesterday.
All right, well, do you still have an N64?
What does that mean? What does that mean? Gavin, what does that mean?
It's the
What
same
does that
thing. You
mean?
didn't upgrade because you knew you were going to break it.
What if your Xbox broke? Oh, I'll stay with the N64 then.
First of all, it's half an Xbox. The thing is, I drop iPhones. I break my iPhones. I know
When
that I
was
do
the
this.
last time when did you break the last
I've
one?
broken I've had about 5 iPhones. I've probably broken 3 of them.
Oh, that's not too bad. I mean,
That's 3 out of 5.
most
that's
people, it's
60%.
in my experience that most people break.
So
many
let
of
me
you-
get
how
this
many of
straight.
you
Nothing I
broken?
do is interesting today.
Zero.
Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I'm saying...
I have never, how many have you broken?
0.
Fucking yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm responsible. I've never locked my keys in
Also,
my car.
I
I've never broken
I don't even use a
iPhone.
case or anything. It's
I don't
just
use a
out
case
there.
either.
Yeah, fuck it.
Fuck.
Look. Woo.
But you know what the price that we pay for that is? Like you and I, like we have medical problems. It's because we are worried about breaking our iPhone. And so it's like the whole time, I am going to. And we
other-
manage every moment, but we spend a lot of energy focusing on not breaking the iPhone.
The other day I was in my house
very
and I
stressful.
have tile floors, and I was pulling my iPhone out of my pocket and it slipped out of my hand and was falling over the tile. And then with my I knew I was gonna reach it in time. With my foot, I kicked it because there was a rug on the other side of the room, and I kicked it so it didn't land on the tile, and it went across the room and landed on the rug, and I was like, yes! And I walked over, totally fine. Like I said, I like saved it.
I'm glad there's a camera in your house.
I walked up to I had a glass
What phone do
in
you
my
have?
hand. I walked up to my freezer. I opened the freezer. An ice cube fell out. I hacky stacked the ice cube. It went up and over behind me, and I stuck my foot out and hacky stacked it again. It came back up over my head and landed in the glass.
No way.
Good.
And I'm
God.
like, and there's no one. And now this is why you should have a camera. No one
Yeah.
ever fucking sees this stuff. But this, I don't know. I don't know what the point of that was.
I'm just...
I'm just happy I get an iPhone 5 now because I broke my iPhone 4, and I'm smart to wait because I broke
So is it
my
a 4 or
fucking phone.
4S?
It sounds like rationalization to me.
It's a 4S.
Sounds like
Okay.
rationalization.
I broke my phone, and now I can upgrade.
I wish there was a permanent... I wish you could do theater mode on your life, because the amount of stuff I've done that has been amazing is
Like throwing the letter into the
Well,
mailbox?
I was on holiday once with a bunch of, I was probably like 15, and we were down on this cliff. It was like this volcanic cliff. And there was this little hole in the cliff, like halfway up. And we were winging stones. We were trying to get stones in. And then I stopped playing, and they were trying for ages to throw the stone into this hole. And they were like bouncing off. They were getting nowhere near it. And I found the leg of this chair, like a plastic chair. And it was like, what's that sport where you have the curved thing?
Highlight.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like that. So after about half an hour of watching them this, I was like, I'm gonna get it. Hold on, one sec. I put the stone in, I just went, and it went really fast, straight in the hole. It was incredible, and I paid good money just to have that moment.
Did
and
you-
just show women.
Let me ask
I'd be
you a
like,
question.
"Look
Let
at
me
me
ask
when
you
I
a
did
question.
this."
Show
Did you
women?
see-
Yeah.
Do you think women are like
I don't know.
intrigued by that?
Well, I'll film
Well, he
them
would
and
know
see if
because he'd
they
have a
glow.
laser he could point at them.
Barbara's saying no.
Well,
Barbara's
I
hearing
was
about your
impressed.
highlight
Did you see
adventures.
it go in the hole?
yeah, everyone saw
All right,
it.
you know what would have been cooler?
Yeah.
Had you before it went in the hole.
Turned away?
Turned away, started walking off.
Turned away, thrown the chair leg.
Goes in the hole, and then you're like, let's go get a beer.
Yeah. You would have been impressed if I said that, right? She said yeah.
Oh, okay.
There you
So
go.
you got to look away to be cool, and then go say you want to go get a beer.
How's it working out with your new
I don't want to read
Masters?
I don't want to.
And
What you got?
The one that you were sold to.
Oh, yeah, in Vegas.
All right, I'm a tangent.
Barbara's now sex life. I get frustrated. I don't know why I keep reading our
Twitter?
chat. I don't know why I do it. So since I smashed my phone, someone suggested, Burnie, you should just jailbreak your iPhone 4S.
Oh yeah,
That'll fix the
that makes total sense. You can put that app that like rewelds glass,
Why would you
right?
It doesn't make any sense.
Why wouldn't you jailbreak your actual phone that wasn't broken?
I don't know. I think the guy just knew the term jailbreak and wanted to say it on the internet. That's it. I mean, I can't imagine what he was thinking writing that to me. Who knows? Okay, I'll jailbreak my phone.
This
I'll be
is
all better.
relatively live.
Yes.
It's relatively.
And then people are live tweeting.
Yes.
So people are tweeting. You know what would be fun is that we're just going to read out. We're going to read out one tweet. Now, there's no time delay on this?
We're like maybe 15 seconds delayed.
15
Joel, you're going
seconds?
to kill us on this.
You know what? I just noticed a flaw in my plan
What's that?
is that I'm old and I cannot fucking read that fucking mind.
You really can't see that.
Do you want me to pick one for you?
You know what was funny is that it really literally happened to me like this. Oh, fuck yeah. Although
How
I
about
can't get through.
Well, you gotta scroll
First
left
we gotta
and right
see.
now.
First we gotta see if they've picked up on what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah, here it comes. I can see it on mine.
Like, what's gonna happen if we acknowledge the tweet chat? Are people gonna acknowledge?
Well, mine's exploded. I don't know if you can see this one here. So
Do we
Joel-
break it?
Yeah, there it goes.
All right, so you can't even read that. Can't
Let me
read
tell
it.
you, they're all gems, too.
Dicks,
look,
dicks,
there-
dicks.
Dicks,
Extra dicks.
There you go. That's
I
it.
just made that guy.
That's our winner.
He's
Thank
very
you,
proud.
Klein on.
You know, we're going to run into the problem we ran into last week if people start tweeting a bunch where
Yeah.
the
Spam
hashtag,
bots.
yeah, the hashtag started trending, and then all of a sudden
So-
the damn spam bots showed up.
When you drive in this country,
Go ahead.
Are you conscious of how much money you spend on gas?
I am
No.
now. I moved farther away from the office.
Because
conscious of
I don't drive, so I never take in this information. But I was
He
just
didn't really care about my answer to the question. He
No.
just asked a question so he could tell his fucking story.
Well,
That's exactly
what was so interesting about your answer?
What's that?
Is he your
You asked the
psychiatrist?
question.
You asked the goddamn
It doesn't
question
matter
and
if
I
it's
answered
interesting
it.
or not. You asked the question. You have to receive the answer.
I received it.
No, you didn't.
I
What
did.
was his answer?
Something about driving or something.
See, you didn't. You are one of
You
those people
fucking prick.
who ask a question only to tell a story. You don't give a fuck about the information being given to you.
But that's
So
what-
then don't go through that step. Just start talking.
All right.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, anyway, right? What was I talking about?
I don't know. I don't know.
See, we're listening to you, so I can tell you. You were talking about
Hey,
spending
Gavin, when you're
gas
driving
and
around
noticing.
Austin, do you worry about how much gas you spend while driving? Do you worry about that?
I'm
Do
gonna
you
tell.
worry about
I
it?
heard.
I'm trying to prompt you for your story. When you drive around Austin, do you ever worry about how much gas you're spending?
I don't drive the cars though. I don't drive in a car.
What's your story? For God's sake.
Yeah. I mean,
Gavin,
there's
what
a
is
point,
your
right?
fucking story, please? What
Well,
is
anyway,
it?
right? So, no, right.
Is it dicks, dicks, dicks? Is that what you were gonna say?
So in the US, what's the price of gas right now? Like 3 something.
360.
You know, I used to
360.
pride myself on never knowing what the weather or the price of gas was.
Yeah.
Just because I couldn't affect either. So
I figured 2 things. Like, I don't care what I spend on gas or beer. Those were 2 things.
Okay,
I
fair
Constant.
made a just decision.
Yeah.
So-
Go ahead, Gabbo. So price of gas is about $3.50.
Yeah, and I was looking at the boards in the UK. I was just there yesterday,
Yeah.
and it said 150 or something
Per liter.
per liter. That's the thing. So I was transferring that to dollars, and it was like $2 something.
That
But
doesn't sound
then
right. It's probably more expensive.
I didn't know how many liters were in a gallon.
3.75.
It's
Is
more
that
than
right? You knew that off the top of your head?
Yeah.
No, it's 4.
No, it's 3.75.
No, it's not 3.75. It's more.
It's 3.75 liters to the gallon.
No, it's not
We
3.75.
already asked him in that short a period of time. We said, Gus, do you know? He's like, oh yeah, I absolutely know it's this. And we were like, are you sure? And he's like, no, it's 3.75. I mean, we had like 20
You're like, it's
conversations
way
there.
more than that.
And
It's
then
4.
and then you were like, no, I'm not sure. I'm gonna.
Anyway, so it was I figured out it was the equivalent of no. If you convert our amount to dollars and then multiply it by 3.75,
7.5.
it was like $8.90
Right.
instead of $3.50.
Really expensive.
It's over double. That's mental.
Yeah, it's
and
getting
that was my
worse, too.
story. I was saying It's cheap as cocks here. Why is it so cheap?
It's not. Well, historically, it's not cheap. It's cheap relative to UK.
Would you drive as much if you spent $8.90 per?
By the way, I'm sorry. 1 gallon is 3.785 liters. I was off by 3/100ths of a fucking liter, you goddamn retard.
Anger. We need to have like.
It's way more than that. It's like 4.
That's what it's for. Wait, was that what was it?
3.785.
Was that US or UK? On the different. No, but there's difference in gallons, isn't there? There's a metric ton and an imperial ton.
I'm gonna fucking
Yeah, but a gallon's a gallon.
Is a gallon a US gallon and different to a UK gallon?
No, a gallon is a gallon.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you?
Yes. A gallon is a gallon.
Is there?
Although I do
would
have
you
to
say
ask,
imperial gallon?
Why do we have dry
Is that a real
measure-
thing?
Well, there's imperial and
imperial?
metric, isn't there?
It's weight versus volume.
Like, what system are you on? You're not metric. You are.
I mean, at this point, I'm on the whiskey system.
Right.
But imperial
Joel's
gallon?
at a plus 15 right now.
I'm at a plus 15 right now.
So why are there dry measuring cups and liquid measuring cups? What?
No, I know, right?
Why is that?
I mean,
It's different volumes, right? Like a liquid has no space, has no air between it, but dry goods do.
Okay.
But
like
dry
pancake mix,
goods
you got to
are-
use the scoops, and then when they put the water or the milk in, you got to use the cup.
Yeah.
Why? What's that? Why? Is it a different measurement? Like if I should do this at home. If I take the cup and I pour it into a cup.
Yeah, how does it match up?
Right. It's
Yeah,
all
I don't
bullshit
know.
anyway.
Suck my knob! The US liquid gallon is 3.785 liters. The imperial gallon is 4.5 liters.
whoa.
Why do you all have your own gallon?
Suck my knob!
Is that true?
Wow.
All right, Gavin wins.
Wow.
No, but if he's converting it to American, you have to use the American gallon to make that conversion.
Oh yeah.
Oh, whose knob's getting sucked now?
What are you doing? What happened?
For the whole point of his story is to compare it to American prices. We don't use a fucking imperial gallon. Or whatever
By the
your
way,
stupid gallon
the
is.
shot on your crotch when you did that was unbelievable. That should absolutely be a gift.
Every single podcast always breaks down to like units of measurement. Every
Yeah, well, if
single
I'm on
fucking
it,
one.
yeah.
Units of measurement. Jesus Christ. We'll
Anyway,
just throw up a chart.
Well, anyway, gas
So-
is you're lucky in this country. Gas is cheap.
Historically,
Yeah, we're fine.
it's sort of expensive to what it has been.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, like-
it's cheap compared to the to UK.
You ever see that famous screenshot from Die Hard, where he walks out to go look at like Nakatomi Plaza, the cop?
Yeah.
When he comes out with the donuts, and it shows the outside of the building and the gas station, and gas is like 72 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Die Hard was in theaters.
I remember when I first moved to Austin, gas was still under $1. And I was so fucking angry when it finally went above 99 cents.
So did
a
they have
gallon.
just 2 slots for the amount on those boards?
No,
And
but they did have to when gas went over $2. A lot of stations had to struggle because the dollar column all they had was the one.
It was a bull
That's all
market
they
and
had.
sign makers. Sign makers were just
Yeah.
And why did all the amounts have 9/10 at the end?
Oh, we looked this up once.
unit of measurement.
No, we looked this up once on the podcast, I think. It was
it
back
up on the
when a
podcast.
cent was worth a lot more.
Right. It's an
Uh,
antiquated thing.
Yeah, it made a big difference when money was worth a lot more.
It really is stupid. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, in the U.S., when you buy a gallon of gas, when we say it's $3.19, it's actually $3.19 and 9/10 of a cent. It's
Why is that?
3.199.
Yeah, why is that?
Because of what he just said.
Yeah, that it used to
Mine
be.
is the end of the
made
story.
It
That's
made a
the
big
beginning over
difference.
there.
Back when
Back-
prices were smaller.
Right.
Yeah. Back when a cent was worth more.
And now it's like
Christ.
we have to carry this bullshit because of some goddamn idiot 80 years ago.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Someone
retard.
says gas in Saudi is 10 cents per liter.
It's also it's pretty cheap when you get it.
Yes,
How cool.
It is.
People just dig a hole and then tip their car into it.
Yeah.
Thank you to the Real Blaze 406 who just sent us the actual image. Yeah, from Die Hard. There it is. 74 cents
Oh,
a gallon.
crap.
Wow.
Merp.
Has anyone seen the new
Don't
Die
show my
Hard movie?
laptop screen
I have
outside.
not seen
You know,
it.
all I
They
see
got
right
terrible
there.
reviews.
All I see right there is the top
see it.
one, double down,
Double down.
and then that.
Oh, 7
That's all I
and 4?
see.
God, are you really that Vegas?
I see 7. Yeah.
You saw 7 and 4
Every
together.
combination of 11 is meaningful to me.
It's
Yeah.
a sign, Joel. You got to go back to Vegas.
I
It's a sign.
want to go back this
Would
weekend.
you, would you be less stressed if you didn't worry about investments and money in that?
Oh, I would not be me. I would
yeah.
not be me.
'Cause surely
I
once-
focus on it every fucking second.
but
If
surely
Joel
once you
wasn't
have-
stressed, I don't know if we'd recognize it.
the night before Vegas, I stayed up all night long, like watching financial news. I think something's wrong with
But
me.
sure.
Are you out of Apple?
Oh, I sold Apple to top.
Nice.
$6.98. Who fucking sold Apple to top? You name me one fucking hedge fund that sold Apple at the top. Name me one fucking hedge fund that sold Apple to top. I fucking sold Apple at the fucking top. I tweeted it. I have limit order. September.
But Joel,
$6.98 a share.
J-Rob.
Apple is $4.20. I said get out.
I think it's 410 now. Didn't it go down more today?
I don't know. Today
Joel,
was $4.20.
But surely, once you have enough money to be comfortable and not worry
I
about.
don't have enough money to be comfortable.
Well, sell something. But like, say you had enough money to not have to really worry about it. Surely you could just relax at that
Well,
point.
think about it this way, Gavin.
I
It's
know.
like,
I
he's
know.
also
I'm not
staying
gonna
up-
relax. I'm not gonna relax. I'm not gonna. I know what's going on in the financial world, and there's an event that's going to happen at some point in the future. I'm not going to relax until that moment happens.
Oh boy, here we go.
when the aliens appear over
Until the
Johannesburg.
aliens fucking come, motherfucker, I am not going to be relaxed.
Well, think of it this way. You talked about like how fun it would be to gamble all your money on red. Investing is just
It's the same
legal
thing.
gambling.
Yeah,
It's
but
true. It's
It's
gambling.
just moving your money
investing
around.
takes a long time.
Until it doesn't. It can go in a hurry.
Well, no. I mean, I don't know what you mean by gambling.
I
What'd
could
you
double
say?
my money in a second.
Go ahead. How?
Well,
Buying it on red.
Oh, or you can lose it all in a second.
right.
Yeah.
right.
But it could double. You invest. You assume it.
It takes some
time. Every day it's a different amount.
Here's the one thing I've always said about investing is that they always talk about whenever they talk about investing and how good it is. I'm talking about the stock market in particular. They always use the word historically. historically, and then you look at like
He
the
used
stock market
historically.
lists, like the
used
Nasdaq
it
and the
5
Dow
minutes ago.
Jones, and the Dow Jones and all these indexes change. Like companies fall on and off it all the time. So it's like you're looking at a sampling of companies that are doing well, that are doing great. If the stock market, like you say, you pulled the listing of stocks out, and it included every company that ever existed and was ever listed in the stock exchange, and all the ones that were no longer here were at zero, it would look like the worst bet in the world because it'd be like 50% of the companies or more are at zero.
No, because I mean, even the common dude has some sort of sense of semblance, I think, where it's like you can kind of generally look. It's like, okay, if I invest in Google, probably not going out of business next year.
Probably not.
Whereas, like, okay, here's a company I've never heard of before.
I'm sure a lot of people.
Penny stock, people,
Yeah.
I'm sure, but they
Enron
don't.
was not a penny
people
stock.
don't put their life fortunes in penny stocks.
Enron was what, the third most valuable company in the
But
world?
that's
and they poof.
I mean, I
evaporated.
understand what you're saying, but that's still against trend. That generally doesn't
Against
happen.
trend, historically against trend.
No, but it's true,
It is
right?
outside the norm.
I mean, Enron spent years and years and years establishing itself as a legitimate company. They had
Right.
legitimate people who had records behind them.
Do you know
of
what Enron
earning-
did?
But before that guy cheated, he had 20, 30 years in the oil industry of making money.
Can we do
making
this?
money.
What?
Let's make a fake company.
I'm down.
What?
You know
Well,
what
it was a
Enron
fake
did? You know what
company.
their business was that they did?
They sold electricity
At
from
the end, yeah.
Futures.
Yeah.
Basically. Like energy futures. Like
Yeah.
they didn't even sell real
I
energy.
It was like the
in
energy that
California.
a power plant will produce at some point in the future.
So
You
that-
can buy it at prices
Dude,
now.
let's sell teleports then.
Let's pre-order
I'm
them.
down.
Let's have a Kickstarter.
Let's sell oxygen buckets. That's what I think I'm going to sell.
Live
Gavin
forever
Freeze
underwater.
Oxygen buckets. We'll just put them on our head and
I mean,
breathe
but
forever.
why isn't a bucket a part of a
Because
drowning
dumbass,
kit?
you would cut eye holes in it and all the air would get out. That's I can tell you. You would fucking die, but
Well,
you'd see yourself dying.
even if I did cut eye holes out, the bit above my eye is still breathable.
Wait,
Burnie.
your mouth isn't. Your mouth isn't above your eyes. Your hair would breathe, and that was it.
Can you breathe? Can you breathe up here? Because I sure as fuck can't. You're gonna put your head up? Then why do you have the eye holes?
Gavin, how have you lived this long? I mean, that is a mathematical anomaly that you're alive.
Maybe you need the Boy Scouts.
You can
We
breathe up a
need
bucket.
to enroll him in the Boy Scouts.
If say you went really deep
Really deep.
to the point where you can't swim up on one breath,
Okay.
bucket of air will.
If you're gonna bring the bucket, bring a scuba tank.
No, and if you've got a bucket, it makes you lighter
How?
because it'll pull you up because it's air.
Because it's your air that you blew out of your body. How does that make it less light?
Well, no,
As you're a whole unit.
That's going to be a big bucket.
No, it doesn't. It's a regular bucket.
You're going to
right,
need.
because it's not air from the air; it's from my lungs.
Right, and you blew it out, and you're all being connected. It's all the same air. It's like somebody
It's like
posted-
how the Earth doesn't get heavier if you put more buildings on it.
Exactly. Unless you build them out of meteors or something like
We're gonna take moon rock and build a skyscraper out of it.
Gavin Freeze.
Oh, you
Corporate
know what?
headquarters
We
oxygen
all
buckets.
get hit by many. How many meteors do we get hit by in a week?
I don't know.
Hundreds.
Yeah, lots
But
of
they're
them.
small.
Yeah.
So slowly. I mean, really slowly.
I know Gavin would start the oxygen bucket company, and he would make a miscalculation between imperial gallons and U.S. gallons, and he would immediately
People
die.
wanted their money back because they didn't get quite. They got a bloody
man.
U.S. gallon out of it.
Have you ever done any like free diving or anything like that?
What's free diving?
It's without a scuba tank or anything like
Just
that.
snorkeling.
Yeah.
No. I can't breathe underwater. I can't use a snorkel.
Can
You
not
can't breathe underwater.
No, I can't.
Really?
I can't. I don't have the
more.
guts to take a breath in
Tell us
while I'm
more.
in water.
The survival instinct with you is strong.
Well, yeah, like even if
The
I'm
rest
not-
of your body is saying, "Hey,
Well,
Gavin, I'm underwater."
I didn't evolve with a tube to the surface, did I?
You evolved
So-
with a fucking brain that tells you how to do things.
Have you?
But
Maybe
some,
not in
some
your
things
case.
are against your nature. Like if I'm underwater and I'm gonna breathe in,
Yeah.
my body's like, oh, are you sure? You're underwater. Do you want to breathe?
Yes. And you tell it, yes, I am sure.
I'm
Thank you
not-
for asking.
I don't trust it.
So you never climbed a tree?
No, I'll climb a tree
Okay. Even though you could fall out of the tree and die, and that's bad.
because I've evolved with trees. I didn't
You-
evolve.
Did you not evolve with water?
I didn't evolve with a bloody snorkel around, did I?
You didn't evolve climbing trees.
Yeah, you don't have wings either. So, but
on
you can still
about?
climb a tree.
I'm not sure this conversation is evolving. I feel like we're
We're
devolving.
definitely
I'm saying
devolving.
there's trees everywhere. I can
But
get.
why water?
There's
Why
water
is the one thing
everywhere.
you're
Yeah,
There's
carving
water
out of
everywhere,
this?
and I climb trees and I don't breathe underwater. It's not like if I climb a tree, I'm gonna suffocate. What are you talking about?
But you could
Well,
fall
I
out
need
of
a
tree and
downward
die.
snorkel if
You
I
could fall
climb
out of
a-
the tree and die. Right? You could fall out of a tree and you could die.
I guess you could.
Yeah, there you go. So clearly you don't climb trees. You don't have a tail.
So you can.
Don't have the same survival instincts for climbing.
So you've snorkeled.
Let me
Have-
give
have you
first-
snor-
let me
have
give
you
the
s-
first rule of going underwater, okay? Don't breathe. That's the first rule. Don't try to breathe.
Have
You'll
you?
be fine.
Have you snorkeled?
So
Yes,
yeah,
of
why did
course.
you
Have
ask about
have
free
you
diving?
snorkeled?
I'm just curious.
Yes.
I'm just
I've
curious.
never snorkeled.
Hey, I lived in Puerto Rico
wanna
for
go?
a year and a half. I mean,
You want to get your
that's
snorkel
all
on?
there was to do.
Well, despite all the pressure that you're getting right now, I don't think I want to. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could breathe.
I mean, I'm
You
just.
can't breathe underwater. Are you guys figuring this out for the
Dude,
first
this
time?
Well,
Yeah,
no. I don't think I want to stick a tube in my mouth and be like, okay, I'm at the surface. Okay, I breathe, and then I go underwater and I hold my breath. I just
Yeah. I mean, I only just learned how to swallow a pill.
That is true.
That is
Yeah.
true.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I think we have video of it.
I swallowed
Do
a
you
pill for the
have-
first time on Rooster Teeth.
is this an
website.
English
He
thing or
lived
is this
over
you?
2 decades and he never swallowed a pill.
Because I don't like medication. I hate taking any
Okay.
medication.
He'd been hospitalized for surgery and had never swallowed a pill.
Yeah.
Have you felt that way? You feel that way to some extent, right?
What? I can't swallow a pill?
Generally, when I was younger, I was like, if I had a headache,
Get away
or
from my
whatever.
answer.
Well, I already know the answer.
He's not
but go
listening
ahead.
to your answer. He's not
No.
interested.
Well, in my defense, I'm drunk. In my defense. No, but I mean, when you were, didn't you? I don't know. Didn't you have like, if you have like a headache when you're younger, you're like, well, I'm just going to fight this. I'm not going to take an aspirin.
I never had a headache.
Yeah, I still don't. You had a headache the other day.
I know.
or
I never had a
few
headache
months
until I was
ago.
like 24. I never had.
What
a
are
headache.
you on about?
Never had a headache.
If you get dehydrated, you get a headache.
I didn't get dehydrated
So you were always
because I was busy snorkeling, and I never got dehydrated.
He's always in water.
I was. I evolved with a tube. I have a great.
You never
tube.
had You never had a headache?
Never had a headache.
have
I
you
didn't
heard
have a
of-
hangover, and in fact, my first headache was from a hangover.
Have you heard of diabetes insipidus?
What? Wait, what happened? Wait. What happened to you when you had your first headache at the age of 24?
I was like,
we were like,
this
oh
is-
my God,
I was
brain
like,
cancer.
this is
I'm
it.
dead.
This is what everybody's talking about. This is a headache.
You were like, this is it. This is what everyone's talking about.
I can imagine what pain
You
in your
didn't
head
think you
feels
had
like.
any some sort of pressure or anything before the age of 24 that led you to believe
never
maybe,
had a headache
like
until I was
maybe,
out of college.
like maybe you had some sort of level of slight discomfort. We were like, oh, maybe this is what the headache that they're talking about. Nothing.
I don't ever remember having a headache until I was 24. I'm serious. I was out of college, and I had my first headache, and I had it from a hangover. That's serious.
And you were like, oh my God, this is what everyone's talking about.
Yeah. I was like,
And
oh,
you
this
didn't
is
think
it.
you were-
I didn't say, oh my God, I wasn't like the end
So
of the world.
you never banged your head.
I did. I have like
Well,
a
wait.
scar right
yeah,
here.
you
on
have
the
a
forehead.
scar. You didn't get a headache from the scar?
I mean, I had pain on my head from that, but I don't remember having a headache. Like in the sense of like, there's pain and it's in my head.
So where does the pain come from? Because
It's pressure,
you assume
right?
it's your brain, but your brain doesn't have any feeling.
Your brain's making it up a lot of times. It's tension that your brain is like displacing.
See, that makes. I mean, yeah.
You don't have. You don't.
I am a fucking picture of displaced tension. You and me. I mean, we are pictures of
good.
displaced tension.
I got my medicine right here.
I got a complaint once because someone gave me they were trying to crack my back and trying to relieve tension, and they got annoyed that I didn't crack and that I had no tension in my body.
So
I believe
the
that.
life of Gavin Free is similar to the life of a jellyfish.
I'm not sure you have
They
bones.
said I was like a wet noodle.
Oh my God. Someone said we should give Gavin a bucket for immersion and put him in the water.
That is a fucking
You
great
are
idea.
the smartest person on the internet, whoever came up with that. We are going to do what's a game with a bubble where you have to breathe out of a bubble? Sonic?
Yeah, you breathe bubbles in Sonic.
Done. We're giving
he's
you
in
a
a
bucket
giant-
and we're going to put you
He's in a
underwater.
hedgehog-sized
Can we
bubble.
also do an immersion with like Marble Madness?
What would that
Can we
be?
get like
one
a
of those
giant
big-
bowl and put somebody
Fuck
in the
yeah,
bowl?
that'd be awesome.
And then
Oh,
just
did you
push them
see-
off a cliff. It's a great idea, right?
Off a
see the-
cliff? Why
No,
not?
did you see that clip of those dudes zorbing? That's what it's called when you're in the giant ball rolling
Yeah.
down the hill. And,
And they
the
died.
wind took one like off, and it went off a cliff.
Get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy
I
died.
heard about that. Yeah,
What?
died.
And that's on video?
yeah.
That
You just see a dude rolling, and then he
sucks.
just veers off, and
Yeah.
everyone's chasing. Like everyone is hauling
It's like
ass,
that moment-
and then everyone's like, he's gone.
Wow, that sucks. Because you can't get out of it. It's like one hole to
also,
get out, right?
I imagine if you're in a giant ball going, whoa, whoa, you're having fun the whole time. You don't know if you're
Yeah,
going towards the
he's
cliff.
like, what?
I
It's
bet
like
he's just
every second, you're like, why are those people running towards me?
and then I guess at some point he was like, I haven't hit the ground in a while.
Yeah, at some
He's just-
point, right? Like they talk about people who skydive or wherever something goes wrong, they have a heart attack before they hit the ground. Is the guy who's zorbing, did that guy have a heart attack? Or he was like, everything's fine until the moment he hits the ground?
They either have a heart attack or they shit their pants. And imagine if you
that-
shit your pants
that
in one of
must have
those
been-
things, it'd be
that must have been like a
messy.
fucking egg.
How did you make this guy's death worse, Gavin?
God, just
I mean,
like a
even worse.
just like a plastic bowl full of like fucking organic material.
It'd be like
gross.
a washing machine full of feces.
Jesus.
You'd have to bury him in the pop Zorb, right? you wouldn't want to like empty
Let's
the
just,
Zorb.
we'll just leave him in there. Just take the Zorb, put it in the freezer.
Deal with it later.
Oh my
So,
God. Why do
let,
they have a
let me ask you a question. So, Gus, you have no let's just say you died tomorrow.
Okay.
Let's just think that
let's
happens.
just say that.
Let's just say it happens.
Okay.
You're dead tomorrow. What do you want done with your body?
I don't care. I don't want it buried because that's a fucking waste of space.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Okay.
Burn it and put me in the dump.
So you don't care what happens to your body after you die at
No,
all.
not at all.
But you don't want to be buried.
I don't want, because I feel like that's a waste of space.
So, let's say Esther decides, she knows this, she says, I'm going to bury him. Would you be mad about that?
No, because you can't be mad because you're fucking dead.
Well, let's just say in theory.
Let's say you're having a conversation with her and you say, I want to do this. And she goes, no, I'm going to do this. Or are you mad about
There
it?
you go. She says, no, I want to bury you. You don't have
no,
a choice because you'll be
I wouldn't
dead.
care. I'd be like, I mean, I don't want that. You can do that if you want. But that's stupid.
Okay, what would make you mad? Let's say we're going to make a puppet out of your body and hang it above the Rooster Teeth set.
He's
like
dead
a
though. He
fish.
won't even know about
Yeah.
it.
I'm
No, but
sold.
we're going to have a conversation. Like I'm telling you right now, you're going to die. We're going to take your body and just sort of like stretch it out in the background.
Sure.
Are you cool with
Yeah,
that?
it's fine.
As long as the sponsors are good.
Yeah.
I want to just give myself. If I
You're
donate,
very giving.
I don't care. I'm dead. I really don't give a fuck
Well,
what happens to my body.
Before, I mean, you know.
if I
right.
donate my body to science,
Yeah.
does that cost anything for my family to deal with? Can I just give me to science?
I think so.
I think
And
you
that's
may have
free for my
already.
family. They don't have to pay for a funeral.
I don't think so. I don't know.
All right.
You
I'll
know-
do that.
Oh, man. I was going to watch the Zorb video, but now it didn't link.
Want to watch a guy roll away?
Did they take the Zorb video down because we talked about it?
No, it's probably age gated, and I'm not logged in because I don't fucking log in to Google or YouTube when I'm on there. Another thing I don't do. I don't know why
Yeah.
people do that.
It's like not getting a player's card.
Yeah.
You don't want them tracking
wanna be
you.
You
tracked.
discouraged anyone from subscribing to our channel just then.
No, they're fine. Nobody listens to me.
It's fine for them.
Nobody listens to me.
We should ask the viewers, are you okay if we can take your body and just pin it up on the wall behind
Someone
us?
asked if I was an organ donor. Yeah, because I mean I'm not using that
Oh,
shit.
That's a
Anything
good
you
point.
wouldn't want donated?
Huh?
Anything that you would not want donated?
No, but I hope someone gets my dick.
You want everything?
awesome.
Yeah, somebody should.
Carl Pilkington once said he donated every part of his body except his eyes because he didn't want to be a blind ghost.
Here's the thing, right?
I would donate my eyes. I wouldn't.
Here's the thing. If like aliens come back and they're like, we're aliens, we have tons of technology, we can reanimate your dead,
Oh.
and we've burned you, you're done.
They
Nah.
can
It's like-
reanimate a corpse. They can reanimate his eyes.
Well,
They're saying if they burn me,
Where's
you're
the-
not listening again.
I'm gonna make the leap.
Can you imagine being reanimated, but they don't have the technology to do the eyes, so you have dead eyes?
You're like,
I would just imagine that if they get your genetic material, that they could
Recreate the whole thing.
Yeah, they recreate the whole thing. In fact, remember when I was asked to participate in that DNA thing where they were going to put my DNA in the space station?
Oh, Jesus
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
This sounds like a conspiracy theory. They were going to put my DNA in the space station. No, they did this thing where they contacted people. This was like 2006, I want to say, or something like that. Where they contacted people and they said, you want to be part of this program where we send you a swab and we get your DNA and they put it on a chip and they put it in the space station.
And how much were they charging?
No.
No.
No, it was like something like, I think like they said like Stephen Colbert had already done it, some other people, and they were like,
Stephen Colbert.
I'm serious. Don't you remember this?
Yeah, I absolutely
And I
remember it.
refused to do it because I was like, I can't. It's like that line in Contact. It's like, here's the pill to kill yourself because a lot of things can go wrong, but it's for all the things we can't imagine, you know?
Okay.
Like, I can't imagine what somebody would do if they got hold of your genetic material. Like, I don't know what they could do, but the fact that I don't know what they could do
Yeah,
with
but that's
it,
the problem.
How important do you think you are?
I don't. I mean, look,
It's
they
not
can
a
have
matter of
they can have a
importance.
fucking machine. They just feed the fucking thing in, and it makes my life hell. How do I know?
Here's the argument you were saying.
Aren't you dead at this point, though?
No, that's the thing. I don't know. I don't know how I'm attached to my DNA. I
Right.
don't know. I don't understand on a metaphysical level how I'm attached to my DNA combination. I don't understand that.
Well, no
and maybe
choice-
some other civilization does in a way that I can't fathom that could affect my life.
Listen,
I don't want to do it.
The point I'm making is it's not satisfactory to me.
Fuck
If
you
I
and
give
fuck
my
your space
if I
station.
give my DNA to aliens and they put an egg together or whatever, and there's like another
Half
not,
egg.
Was it the
that's
best
not
egg,
me.
though?
That's not me.
You don't know that. You assume it's
Well,
not you.
so wait, what is
that's
you then?
right. I'm going to assume
yeah,
that's
you've
not
never had a
me.
genetic clone.
I'm going to make that assumption.
But what is you? What is the piece
What
of you
is
that
you?
makes you? Is it the chemical in your
that
brain?
egg is not going to have all the fucking pain.
So
That's
I-
a very
Yeah.
good question.
But, like, which bit of
Gavin,
you is you?
What
The
is
pain
the
makes me.
smallest? What is the smallest portion of you that is you? Like
And I
when you
imagine
cut
it's
off your
some sort of
arms,
squishy liquid in my head.
we could call it. So it's in your head somewhere,
well,
Well, it's not in my
brain.
arm.
right?
So your arm, if you cut your arm off and your arm was laying there on the floor, that's not Gavin.
That's not
Gavin
me.
is still here.
That's the limb I used to use.
If we cut off,
Wait, which arm is it?
I'm saying, so if we cut off both your arms and both your legs and they were right there, that's not Gavin.
No.
Gavin is this.
Well, because that's when people
Stumpy
say,
torso.
"Oh, someone chopped my head off." You're really saying someone chopped my body off, my head.
Okay.
You don't
So-
get.
That's
You
a
don't,
very good point.
You don't
Yeah.
get beheaded.
No,
you get
yeah,
the body.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I never thought of it that way. You blew my mind.
You are
Did I
absolutely
really?
You
correct.
blew my mind.
I blew Gus's mind.
That's absolutely
The
correct.
Twinkle Twinkle
You-
Little
you
Star
can blow me
alphabet
later
song.
too. So I was reading this story the other day about how if
If you know, if you blew Gus's mind, you actually then blew Gus. Just to put it in perspective of what you just said.
if identical
doesn't care what you
twins,
do with
like let's say there's male identical twins, marry female identical twins, and they each have kids. The kids are legally cousins but genetically siblings.
Fuck that. Nope.
Really?
Yeah.
I looked
that
up,
happened?
I looked up
Since the
DNA
two-
space station, and Stephen Colbert was the first image that came up. I just
The
want to
two
point that
men
out.
and the two women are genetically identical.
But they're not though, really.
Yes, they are.
They're the same person.
Genetically, they are identical. So when they have kids, their kids are.
I'm sorry.
So wait. Really?
Yes, yes.
There's no mutation of variants at all?
No.
They have the same fingerprint.
No, they do not have the same fingerprint.
Well, they're not identical.
The fingerprint, and they address this in the article, the fingerprint is created in the womb, like when your fingers are first forming as you touch things in the womb.
So this is my mother's womb.
Stop that. Stop that. Stop it. Don't you have to do that. You don't have to do that.
What do you mean I have to do that?
It's just, you make it weird.
Yeah,
You say
like when I
something-
think about being in your mom, I don't want to think about you having been in there first.
When I think about being
High
in
five
your
right there,
mom,
bud. High five, babe.
let's make it a gentleman's agreement. Let's agree not to think about being in each other's moms.
I'm saying that's bullshit. I didn't get this because I was palming stuff before I was born.
How did you get it then?
It grew that way. How did I get this?
You poked yourself in the eye. You literally touched your eyeball.
I did do that.
I'm going to make the leap and say every conversation here makes no sense.
I'm going to read.
There's
The
evidence
Immortality Drive is a large memory device which was taken to the International Space Station in a Soyuz spacecraft on October 12, 2008. The Immortality Drive contains digitized DNA sequences of a select group of humans, such as physicist Stephen Hawking, comedian Stephen Colbert, Playboy model Joe Garcia, game designer Richard Garriott,
Oh. So he's been in space twice.
fantasy authors. I think he's the one that took it up, actually.
Oh, really?
Fantasy
Man,
authors
fucking show
Tracy,
off.
Tracy Hickman and Laura Hickman, pro wrestler Matt Morgan, and athlete Lance Armstrong. Wah, wah.
Does this come back? Like, his is like in an extra big tube with like another syringe attached to it. It's like, no, that's totally normal.
The microchip also contains a copy of George's Secret Key to the Universe, a children's book authored by Stephen Hawking and his daughter Lucy.
We put the secret key to the universe in space.
The intent of the immortality drive is to preserve human DNA in a time capsule in case some global cataclysm should occur on Earth.
Is that why
I did you all a favor? So if the world is destroyed, they cannot remake me. Thank you. You're
If
welcome.
the world is
Thanks, all of you.
destroyed, don't worry. We have backup copies of technology in space. It's no big deal to fucking reanimate that shit and bring it back
like
down.
some sort of alien reality show where you're going to take all these personalities and stick them on a fucking island or whatever, and it's going to be a professional wrestler and Stephen Hawking.
You know what that is?
The spaceship.
That's an alien sci-fi apocalypse movie. They find our DNA and think, oh, we'll just make these things. They're friendly little, and then we fucking take over their
savage the planet.
We fuck everything
You know,
up
you were just talking about.
in like 20 years. Just destroy everything. That's exactly what would happen.
You were talking about humans. If you type human,
You give Stephen Hawking his legs back, you're not stopping that.
He's just like,
fucking
I'm going to go fuck. See you guys. I'm going to go fuck about. He's
gonna be
gonna
chopping
like,
down trees.
astrophysics? Fuck that. I'm going to be this fucking strip club.
surfboards.
if you type human into Wikipedia, I assume there's a picture. There's a picture of a bloke on there. Is that a huge honor to be the badge of humanity?
It's probably just
on
a drawing, like a Leonardo da Vinci sketch.
But who's that based on?
Oh, good
Is that a self-portrait?
point. Here we go. We're going to find out. We're going to be wrapping up soon, by the way, guys. I'm warning you now so you can get your shit out of the way.
What does that mean?
You had to type Wikipedia into Google. You just couldn't type it in the address bar.
I can't really see it. I didn't know whether I was going to get the.
No, he's getting old.
.com redirects to .org. Oh, look, there is.
There's two humans.
Click on them.
All right, they are the most important people on Earth.
They don't know they're here. They have never used Wikipedia.
There's like two people who couldn't sue. You know, just.
They look like, what are
So-
they, Tibet?
So when the aliens,
It's funny, yeah. They look like you look at the
Tibetan?
background, it's like mountainous material.
But by the way, you go outside of LA, like you go just beyond the shithole mountains of LA, California's gorgeous. It's like rolling green hills. Like
He's
you
saying-
just said, it's
Well,
beautiful.
it's golden. You must have been there during the 2 days they had enough rain to have.
Oh,
green.
yeah? Yeah. Okay. But it was, and then but when you get to Northern
Pretty,
California, it's
yeah.
definitely like that.
No, it is. Yeah, Northern
It's
California. Yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. Yeah, especially the wineries. Wineries are particularly.
I've never
beautiful.
been to wine country. We should take a trip sometime.
We should go. We should totally go there. We'll do a podcast from a winery. See how that
We
goes.
should do another location podcast. I feel like the one we did in
I like that one.
San Marcos after the gauntlet went well.
That was a fun one.
I'm asking Google who is the best human, and it's already been searched for.
It was Lance Armstrong.
Michael Jordan.
Who is the best human being in the world? All right, let's look this up.
Is it Dan or is it Dave?
It's gonna be Stephen Hawking with legs. I bet.
Fuck. Who's the best?
Dude, pull it up. Look up who is the best human being in the world. Look up Google image search. And they'll see, like, the first return link will tell you who it is.
Who is the best
Human being.
human?
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
have a space between
Use the
best and
space.
human.
You just go down to the last search thing.
This
There you
one?
go. Nope,
Last
Last
one.
one. It's the bottom one.
Man,
Go to
they
images.
give you
Images.
0.2 nanoseconds.
Images.
The goat's gonna come back up.
That dude.
Who's that?
Some random dude. That is the best human being in the world. That's to answer your question.
It's a MySpace link.
Is it? So it's some dude on a pier. He looks like George Costanza. That's the best person in the world.
I gotta say that modern Seinfeld is one of my favorite Twitter accounts. I'm glad Twitter was invented just so I could follow modern Seinfeld.
What's it about?
It's just people
I saw-
tweeting premises for
I saw-
episodes of Seinfeld if it was still on the air today.
Funny.
I saw one tweet. It was genius.
Do you think he could bring it back based on
Can't-
those tweets?
Can't break up with girlfriend because Netflix,
Oh,
which he has, knows him too well.
Right,
It's
mhm.
genius.
they're all great.
They're all right.
So I followed this link through for this guy. We're gonna have to put this in the link dump for the audio podcast. Go back to that, Gavin, if you can. So under the Google image search, go to his thing and click on the view or visit the site. Go to the right.
No. That was it. The
Yeah,
one on the far
webpage.
left.
That's it,
visit
webpage. And this is like, it's somebody who wrote a MySpace journal saying, this is the best man in the world. It's our anniversary. And that's his wife, I guess?
What?
Wow.
What? That seems really unlikely.
Well,
Look at their Christmas picture.
pictures on the internet don't reflect reality.
Where's this picture?
It's on the
But
upper
it's
left.
funny to me that this woman
what-
wrote on her MySpace profile, this is the best man in the world.
And
so
that's-
now it's established. Like somehow
That's the
Google
guy.
found that and said, this is the
tiny
best
is that
human being in the
picture?
world.
I don't know how to use MySpace. I don't know how to do it.
This was once the most popular website on the internet.
Yeah, MySpace?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy how things work like that. Like MySpace,
So-
IGN was just sold by Fox. Or what's it called? Not Fox News. What's the name of the actual company?
News Corp.
News Corp. Thank you. They were sold by News Corp. They were bought by $650 million by News Corp, and then they were sold for $100 million just last year.
I didn't realize when were they bought?
Fox News or News Corp is spinning off all their digital properties essentially.
It was a long time ago.
Have they sold MySpace yet? Yeah, they shuttered one
Yeah,
up. They
sold
shut
MySpace
down
2 or 3 years ago.
GameSpy? They shut GameSpy? Or yeah.
It's like if you have super old people who are completely uncool, just are going to buy all the properties at the wrong time.
So,
Let me ask you what's the worst thing. Let me ask him a financial question about that.
Okay.
What's worse, to be dig.com and be worth $190 million? They had a deal on the table supposedly with Google to be purchased for $190 million. Then they messed up, and then they ended up selling for, I think, $1 million total, but like the big sale was $500,000. $500,000 for the brand. This last year, they sold for $500,000. That was like a 3-year difference, $190 million to $500,000. Which is worse, that or to be the guys who owned Reddit and sold it for like $6 million and now it's worth $300 million? Which is worse? Is it worse to have something at the top and watch it fall down, or sell something and then watch it skyrocket after you sold it? Which is the harder
well, that's
thing?
a perceptional question, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess the Reddit guys did walk away with $6 million.
at the
Yeah, I
end
think
of the day,
the Dig
$6
guys
million is better
ended
than
up
half
worse.
$1 million, right?
Yeah.
So, like you said, News Corp shuttered a bunch of the sites, including GameSpy and OneUp. And I remember when OneUp started, a long time ago. OneUp, I think, started in 2002 or 2003. And it was towards the end of the Drunk Gamers days. And I remember them starting, and I remember it really depressing me at the time because we were still doing Drunk Gamers. Like, we were trying to do this independent.
Wow, I didn't realize they were that old.
Yeah, we tried this independent gaming news site on the internet, and here, like, in my mind, was a giant, traditional media back company coming into the space, getting, throwing tons of money at it. And I thought, how can you compete with that? It was really like a moment of desperation. And now we outlasted them. Still here, baby. I was secretly a little happy.
Do you remember when MySpace sold to News Corp for
400 million or something?
I think it was 500 million.
Yeah.
And then they interviewed Mark Zuckerberg, and they said, "Well, would you sell Facebook for 500,000? Because Facebook was
500 million.
catching up,
Yeah.
500 million, because it was catching up at the time." And
That was really early on.
yeah, and he goes, "Nah, we're worth at least $2 billion." And he goes, "What an idiot! This guy thinks his company's worth $2 billion. Now Facebook is worth what? 12 billion? 20?
Yeah, I
billion?
think Yahoo even offered them $2 billion, didn't they?
I think later they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's crazy. But even Facebook's kind of dropped off.
So what does Justin Timberlake have to do with MySpace now?
He's like one of the primary investors. It's like a company of his that.
No. You guys are screwed up here. You guys are confusing the movie.
No.
With MySpace or with Facebook?
Yeah, with MySpace.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Does he
Yeah.
actually?
You're not listening.
I was not listening. You're right. I heard just.
I didn't realize he owned a percentage of MySpace.
MySpace.
If you're
Yeah.
MySpace, I'm almost just like, you know what? We're just gonna acknowledge it. It's just gonna be like, hey everyone, let's have a goofy kickback day where we all go back to MySpace for one day and see what the fuck we're. It's like a time capsule.
I think what they've done is
they've
turned off the social aspects and they're like focusing on music promotion now.
But what is what is the brand on the internet like? I see what Joel's saying. The brand is well known. MySpace is a well known brand. Like people know that name.
Yeah, people laugh at it all the time.
Yeah.
you can have like a themed party.
Yeah.
But it is like, is it better to buy a defunct brand on the internet but that people know, or just start over fresh? It seems like
You can start
It's better to
news.
buy a defunct one.
No, it's better to start over fresh.
It depends,
People
right?
know your brand then.
You're going to start the
depends.
best web browser ever and call it Netscape.
Yeah.
Really?
Why not? There's a history there. It's like throwback.
What is the best brand that ever came back?
The best brand that ever came back.
on the internet?
Does Chrysler count? What about like automotive companies?
What do you mean, like
Like
Lee Iacocca
no.
era stuff?
No, like companies that,
Well, they didn't come back. They
No,
got
let's go for digital
government
brands.
They
Let's
got
go for-
propped up.
What's a digital brand that ever recovered like that?
a digital brand that's
I mean,
Apple?
you could maybe make an argument for Yahoo.
Apple.
Maybe.
Oh,
but that's-
wow. Yahoo?
Well,
No.
well, if you look at the past 6 months, you look at their stock price, yes. But I'm the only one who looks at that. But
Yeah, I'm pretty sure nobody's ever used Yahoo.
I'm just saying, if you want to grow 50% in 6 months,
I would say
yeah.
Apple. I think you
Apple
nailed
probably?
it.
Yeah, Apple.
They were huge. They shrunk to the point where Michael Dell said they should sell the company and give the money back to the
They
shareholders.
were to the point where they had absolutely no money. And who came to their help and gave them a loan?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. Microsoft stepped in and goes, we'll loan you the money.
Because they were fighting monopoly stuff.
Because they're fighting monopoly. So it's like it's in our interest to keep this other company alive, just so we can act like we have a
I
competitor.
remember that developers conference when that happened.
Yeah, and it's just sort of like they had Steve Jobs. He left, had some people, didn't work out, brought Steve Jobs back. It's got to be Apple. It's got to be Apple.
It doesn't matter, though. I mean, at this point, to Bill Gates, like, Bill Gates went out on top. I mean,
Yeah, no, he doesn't care.
he
No.
didn't give a shit.
No.
And he's a badass. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when he introduces himself now, he introduces himself as Bill Gates of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Yeah,
Like, he
his
doesn't even
AMA
reference-
on Reddit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you,
He did
I don't know if you read through that AMA he did. Was really interesting.
It was.
And he really drilled down. He didn't just like reply to top comments. Like he would follow conversation threads really deep in,
Really?
and then have replies like really
Yeah.
super nested in them.
I'm not very good at Reddit. Is there a good way to read an AMA when it's done? Like, is there a nice or do you have to follow going all like this and like scrolling down?
I mean,
and finding
what
the
you're
That's probably the
asking
best
is there a quick way? That's what you're
The
asking.
easiest way
get
is to
someone-
click on the person running the AMA so you see all the responses
Yeah.
and then show the parent comments.
And you
for
can,
all
infer,
those.
you can a lot of
okay.
times infer questions from their answers, too.
All right, we're at 2 hours. We need to wrap this up.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
What are we going for dinner?
So we're wrapping this up, but again, if you're available Friday morning at 10 a.m. Texas time, tune in. We'll have a special live stream, and we'll be talking about
So
some
you know
stuff.
what was really interesting about that AMA? I was just trying to give you.
I know you are. Okay. So thanks for watching, everyone. We're wrapping up. So see y'all next week or Friday.
Bye.
I'm pretty much okay with everybody on the podcast. Except Jack.
Irish fucktard.
I'm pretty much okay with everybody on the podcast. Except Jack.
Irish fucktard.